Penster, what's up? What's up, Daphne? How you guys doing? Sorry, I started a little bit earlier. I know I had it scheduled for later, but I figured, what the hell? We'll start it early. We can do that. I got the power. I got the power. Driver, what's up? How you doing? This heat will be over. I know, man. I can't. About another month and a half, partner. Another month and a half, bro. We will be. It'll still be warm, but it won't be like fucking drippy nutsack hot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it'll be a lot more bearable, man. To be able to, you know, you won't feel the need to pass the fuck out every time you walk outside. So how you guys doing? This was this live stream. Sorry, I'm all unprepared looking for stuff. This live stream was actually asked by the man himself, Mr. Hulk Smash. Let me get the thing up here so people can. He asked to do an emergency live stream. He has a story he would like to share with you guys. So hopefully he's able to come up here and share his story with everybody. And it's pretty much on safety, doing gig work, the safety aspects of it. Just a reminder, because he's like he said, nobody really talks about it much. So we'll talk about it. So since he brought it up, we'll talk about it. What's up, Sensei? How you doing? So, yeah, he asked to do this, so you're more than welcome to come up. Whoever wants to come up, I'm allowed to sit. Well, including me, 5 other people. So we can talk about some safety stuff. We haven't done a safety talk in a while. What's up, Ken? How's it going? And we can talk about whatever we want. I know. I once again, I knew it from last night. I would get another video made about me. So, and of course, another video about Roy. And come on, these people, man, they have nothing better to do. So what's up, George? What's up?
What's up, big boy? What's up?
So what's up, man? Thanks for the idea for the live stream, and I'm glad you have a story to share with everybody. If you want to wait till a few more people get in, your choice, whatever you want to do, because I'm going to let
Yeah,
you
I can
tell the
wait.
story. I'm going to let you
I
tell the
can wait.
story.
Okay, I
So
can wait.
how's your day going? You say busy out the DoorDash. What's up? What's up? What's up, Heyman? Dad Dash, go Kev. What's up, guys? So the man you see on the screen right next to me, he sent me an email regarding a subject because of an incident that he had, a story he would like to share with you guys. So you know what? I'm all about my subscribers, and it's a good topic. It's a good topic. Safety top. Safety. You can never talk too much safety. Come on now. And so he has a story to share with you guys regarding safety, and we can talk about other safety stuff. So if you want to bring your ass in the stream and share your experiences, bad, good, whatever you got, feel free to come in and we can talk about it. And of course, we can talk about whatever else you want to talk about. And this just goes out for Dino because he made a video about me today, guys. I'm not trying to start drama, but the minute you hit accept, that customer becomes your customer as well. Not only is it DoorDash's, the merchants, it's your customer as well. So we'll just leave it at that. I know. So that's for you, Dino. So I'm gonna stick with what I said. You can say I'm wrong, I'm this, I'm that, but it is what it is. So, and we can talk about that after. And we can take everybody's opinion in here regarding that subject. So, but how's your day been, Hulk Smash? You ready to Hulk Smash some people out there, some orders out there?
No, I just finished coming back from my visiting my mom. She'll be coming out of the nursing home because she's doing, like I was saying before, she was doing some rehab. So her last day is tomorrow. So I was over there for a good time. We went and had
Nice,
church together and stuff.
nice, nice.
So, and then when I saw the live stream came out, I just pulled over into the parking lot over here.
Yeah, I decided to start it early, bro. I had to go pick up my backpack, and I got home early,
Oh,
so I figured, you know what? Fuck it, we'll just start it. We'll just
hey
start
man,
early.
that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, the earlier
I
the
just
better,
didn't want to be driving while I was talking on the live stream. Since you did this for me, I wanted to come up here to at least help with the safety. 'Cause
Well,
I don't know everything about safety, but it was just a concern about what I saw yesterday. That's why
yeah,
I emailed you. So I just wanted to bring that up a little bit.
exactly, and it's a good story. And so, if you want to go ahead and share your story, so free.
Okay. I don't have the email in front of me, but I'm just going to do a little short term. Basically, Me and my wife was out yesterday after I went and did some yard work and stuff. So then we went out and did some shopping and everything like that. Um, Near the end of the day, we was heading home, but I went on the app, the Papa John's app, and we ordered pizza, wings, and stuff like that. Um, we knew it was gonna take a little bit, so we ordered it early so we could take it home. So then, as we was finished up, we drove to the place, the restaurant, and everything. When we got there, I asked them, I told them my order and everything, and they said, a few minutes before it was ready. So then we sat in these chairs that was on the side. There's a bunch of chairs there that you can sit down waiting for orders and stuff. So then as we was waiting, a DoorDash delivery driver came in. The reason why I know it was a DoorDash delivery driver, he had a pizza bag that said DoorDash on it. That's how I know he was a DoorDash delivery driver. He went up to the counter, but as he was walking in the door, I noticed and I talked to my wife and said, "Hey, this guy doesn't look right. He was kind of walking kind of sluggish and slow. He was like he was dragging his feet. He looked like he was out of it almost." So we kind of like just observed him and didn't do nothing, say anything. So then he walked up to the counter. He was gripping his bag pretty tight. When he got to the counter, he was asking about his delivery if it was ready. They was telling him that it's going to take a few minutes and stuff. Well, while he was on the counter, he had to put the bag down and hold on to the counter. It seemed like he was trying to, support himself, get his balance, help balance himself. So as we was looking, when they said that, he started to walk towards the chairs like we were sitting at. So as he was walking pretty slow and stuff, and his eyes looked kind of weird, glary, like glossy, I guess you would call it. And then all of a sudden he stopped, and then right then and there, I knew something was wrong. So when I was getting up to go towards him, he pretty much was collapsing. I broke his fall because he would have just fell hard on the floor. So when I broke his fall, I let him go down gently. I didn't like hold him to stop it. I just went down with him because if you try to do that, you could hurt somebody. That's what we was learning in the military stuff. So I just made him fall, but gently. So then when I did that, I noticed that he was real clammy and stuff. His eyes all glossy. He was like he was going in and out. So I asked my wife to call 911, and then I asked people around the counter to come help me because the guy was kind of heavy. He's a big, heavy set guy. He was kind of heavy. And I kept his head up. I kept trying to talk to him, keep him alert right there because he was going in and out. It was kind of warm in that area. So I was asking if he had some water. I know it was warm outside and everything. So we kind of moved him. And I said, well, do you have the walking cooler? So we kind of moved him over there to the walking cooler, tell him cool down, gave him water. And then I stayed with him. I grabbed some, like, they had some kind of crates or so. I put his legs up, popped his legs up a little bit. So then it could, the circulation of his blood, so it won't be like going on to his legs. So it'll be circulation back and forth. So I just stood with him, kept his head up a little bit, and was like talking to him till the EMS came. Once EMS came, they was all explaining what happened. They came, they checked him out, they put him on a stretcher and started putting stuff like he was going to get IV fluid in him. So right then and there, with some of the signs that I saw, and I noticed it was part of like a heat. But the heat got him. We call it the monkey. I don't know if you heard that term. The monkey got on his back. So
Yeah.
so when they took him away, I just was praying that everything's all right. So I thought this would be something good because I'm not trying to say like people don't know what they're doing, but I remember in the stream prior, like Bobby, yes, I'm saying his name, Bobby. He was saying that he was tired, and I'm not saying that that he don't know what he's doing, but maybe him being tired sometimes, because of the heat. He got a lot more heat than I do. I'm in the South, and you do too. That heat could have probably be a possible cause of him being so tired, but he's trying to make his money. Now I understand that. Well, this guy right here, it caught him. When that monkey hits you on your back, it just comes like that, and you don't know it. I
Yeah.
was also taught that your brain, when your brain registers that you're thirsty, your body was already thirsty. So then when I sent you those screenshots too, it was happened to be the day, when I came home and I was on the news, and we have a heat advisory in South Carolina now, in the Midlands. Um, the city just like low country Midlands and stuff. So we're in the Midlands area. So they were saying a heated advisory for this next 3 days, and they was talking about the different levels of what could happen with the levels. So watch out to be watchful. That's why I wanted to see if you could do a live stream on
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, that's definitely important with the heat is to stay hydrated
that.
and make sure you're eating something. Hassan,
Yeah,
hello, Mesquite, hello, Marion, good day, Hector. Let's say hi to the chat. Roxanne, what's up, Hector? Ghost Cab, everybody, how you doing? Yeah, that's definitely important, man. And I think a lot of people, because they're kind of like me. I have an issue with drinking water because I don't like water.
yeah,
I know that sounds weird, but I just don't like water.
yeah.
So I drink soda. So and soda can dehydrate you. And
Right.
but yeah, when these temperatures are 110, 115, even if you're 90 degrees and you have high humidity, yeah, you're definitely gonna definitely. So it's very
Right.
important. And
Right.
that goes
I
with
got
when I.
like sorry, I got like substitutes here that you can put in water, a bottle of water. You can just get these at a Walmart, if you
Yeah.
want. I also got, I always carry something with me, especially when I'm out. I carry this big jug, and
Yeah,
you can go to like when you out there driving and doing your deliveries and stuff. You go to the restaurants. They will give you water if you ask for it free of charge because they knew you doing the service, and they won't give you a hassle for that. So if you real thirsty, even if you don't have anything, they'll give you a cup of water or something so then you could drink. Okay.
well, yeah, and that's when I say stuff like you should be prepared. You should have stuff in your car.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost you much to go to Walmart and get a $5 lunch box at Walmart, fill it up with some ice and throw some water in there. So yeah, anything. Yeah, there you go. Perfect example. So you can put your snacks in there. So if you don't want to buy food, yeah, there you go. It's that perfect example. Perfect example.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, people want, they either just want to buy food or they're 18 hours. Like we've seen people out here for 18 hours complaining that they can't buy nothing to eat, this and that. Man, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a piece of fruit isn't that expensive. And
No.
get yourself a $5 lunchbox, put it in your car, and have it ready, and put water in there. Um, this is Joe. So yeah, for sure. Almost didn't know who that was for first. I'm like, who's that trying to creep in here?
That's right.
We,
Roy
so,
and Hope Smash, I want to thank you for making this live stream too, because I've been doing rideshare for about 8 years now, and I think there's never enough that can be said on this topic. So
yeah,
I appreciate it.
yeah. Unfortunately, Joe, we have too many people that want to rely on the apps.
That's true.
Everything is the app. Nobody. Once again, it just goes back to my whole thing when it comes to gig work, personal responsibility. The apps aren't going to be able to give you water through the phone. The apps aren't going to be able to give you food through the phone. They're not going to be able to. And this goes back to what he was saying about the size of this guy. And I think that's one thing people kind of overlook is your physical size, your physical fitness. And this goes for rideshare. Are you able to fight off a customer that's attacking you?
Yeah.
Are you're getting in and out of your car every day, sometimes up to 20, 30, 40 times a day. You're heavy set, that's killing your joints, fucking up your back, hurting your heart because of all the weight and strain you're putting on your heart, having to walk 30 yards to somebody's front door. So I think that's something that's overlooked a lot too, is your physical fitness.
Yeah.
Like, and I know people get that idea, well, I'm walking to the customer's house. That's exercise. That's not exercise. That's not exercise.
Yeah.
So.
No, and also, this job, it is all about common sense on this thing too. So, this ride share has been around for almost like 10 years now, and there's still, it's like if you're gonna, there's times and places you don't want to be caught as a ride share driver. You don't want to take offers areas that it's like, I don't know. There will never be an end to like dash cam footage of crazy passengers late at night, pulling out a gun on the driver or something like that. Uber does not care about that stuff. They don't. Their statements about like how tragic it was about a driver that got assaulted or something like that. It's like That's just PR. That's just public relations nonsense. That's just form letters that they put out. They don't care about that stuff because they made it clear a long time ago that we're separate from. They want nothing to do with any kind of liability or responsibility with our health, our safety, or anything. So, I mean, they're never going to background check passengers. That's for sure. So it just
and that goes back to what I said, especially with the ride share. Even food delivery, if it's going to if you have put yourself in a financial situation that you're so hard up that you're willing to go to the worst ghetto in your known for shootings, stabbings, everything under the book, carjackings. If you have put yourself in a financial situation that you're that hard up that you got to take that potential deadly $5 ride, move on.
Right.
Please move on because please move on because that's just putting yourself in harm's way. Once again, personal responsibility. Don't put yourself in those positions.
Yeah.
You know, is it worth that $5 drop off to drop off that McDonald's if there's no lighting on the house? It's overran by grass and bushes. You can't even see the front door. Is it worth that $5? Hell to the fuck no. If you worry about your life, it's not worth it. And unfortunately, the gig apps have put these people in a financial situation that they overlook any safety of their own because they got to make that $5.
They love desperate people out there, desperate drivers that have no other choice. That's their favorite kind of driver. You know, it's just I've done Uber Eats deliveries like here in the San Francisco Bay Area and like in the East Bay. There's areas that have like there's some people that have like houses that go back to the 1800s. I think that's that are like farmlands, and kind of not like huge, massive farmlands that you see in the Midwest, but you know, it's like a dirt road driveway, you know, in the middle of the night. And if you get the house, there's like not, you know, it's kind of sketchy internet, so it's like your GPS is gonna like kind of go out. You kind of have to like kind of trust that like it downloaded the route when you had good signal. But if you deliver to the wrong house, you're walking up to a house at 11 o'clock at night that's in like a semi countryside. There's people that shoot first. Like they don't call the police. They see someone walking up to their door holding a bag or something like that. It's like, what are they supposed to think if you got the wrong house? Yeah. And so, I mean, if you got the right house, they might also, you know, so you never know. There's
exactly. And Hector, I see what you're saying about verifying with the photo on Uber and all that. That's fine and dandy. Yes, they could do that. But you also got to remember, people call Ubers for their friends when they're drunk at the bar. Would you rather the person get at the bar drunk and drive their car and kill somebody, or get an Uber that their friend ordered for them, and so forth? You know what I'm saying? So you got to have a little bit of give and take on that. Yes, it could solve maybe some problems, but at the end of the day, with the way the system is set up, technically you're ordering rides for your friends. I'm ordering rides for my mom to get her to the hospital. There's so many different variables there that it necessarily would help in some cases, but not all the cases, and depending on the circumstances. Hey, Craig, how you doing?
I always thought that these companies like Uber, you know, they should enact something like a pre-check, a verified passenger. You know, if it's like it's not required, but Uber should offer an option for passengers to say like, hey, if you want to, you can upload a valid, you know, driver's license, a valid ID, and we can do like just an extra step background check. Again, not required, but if you do, you get a little check mark next to your passenger ID. And then at 2 o'clock in the morning, if you're calling for a ride and you just want to go home and you're not some psycho, like there's drivers will feel a little bit more comfortable to say like, okay, that's a verified passenger. That's a fucking douchebag. That's versus like someone who's, you know, just a random, like someone who bought a Uber gift card at Target and then is going to start like a fucking race war or something like that. And you're going to be their first victim. It's like,
and the one thing also is, background checks are good, but people get a lot of drivers, a lot of food delivery drivers and drivers, they get a false sense of security because of the whole background thing. As we see, you could have a background done to you tomorrow and lose your shit the next day, kill 20 fucking people. Even with as many backgrounds they check, They could do the FBI. I'm going to apply to work at Quantico type background checks. It doesn't stop anybody from going fucking buck wild one day and doing some kind of crazy shit. So that's another thing people need to think about when it comes to the safety issue is don't get lured into that false sense of security saying, oh, they had a background check. And this goes for passengers as well. Don't fall into that false set. Well, he has a background check. Oh, so he's a good driver. Because we've seen plenty of drivers just as well as passengers do some crazy, wild, dumb shit.
Yeah.
So, so.
Oh, another thing, a dash cam will not save your life. It will record your death, but it won't save your life. It's like,
yes. It's gonna it'll record the person that killed you.
Right, right.
But
if you survive that incident, maybe you could sell the footage to TMZ. But it's just like it's not going to jump out like or shoot lasers out of the. Well, I don't know what the new Vantru is coming out with the new camera, exactly. But that'd be nice. But
exactly,
it's not fucking Iron Man like.
Yeah. Shoot out taser prongs and hit the motherfucker with some taser prongs.
It's like using ChatGPT
to. I've always said that would be a great invention for rideshare if I could figure out how to do it. Is to put the fucking prongs in the fucking seat.
That's
so
right.
If there is a real emergency, it'll shock their ass through the seat.
That's right.
And then you could get away. You know what I'm saying? That'd be an awesome thing.
Shit.
Hey, boy.
I mean, what I do is I actually have a bar that connects the two headrests.
Nice.
Actually, it has a mount for like a tablet, and I have karaoke in there, but I call it the U-bar, and so it stops any. It's pretty effective in stopping any drunk Taco Bell executive from reaching over.
Exactly.
Just choking me out.
Well, see, and that leads to the next thing. As a driver, you got to picture yourself. What's more dangerous spot? Allowing somebody to sit directly behind me, because if you notice, if you look at a lot of that, they allow single passengers to sit behind you. That's a no-no. As somebody who did 12,500 rides, and we're looking at another rideshare driver that's done a shit ton as well, you never let a single passenger sit behind you, directly behind you. Right. You cannot see in your mirror his hands. You can't see the shit. So have them sit on the passenger side. At least you get a good idea of their hands. Your camera's getting a good full picture of their face, not half the face because your big ass head's in the way. So, and I think, like I said, people just get lured in this false sense, or because, like I said, I've done 12,500 rides. I never have an issue. So now I think, oh, my next 12,000 rides should be exactly the same.
Right.
Unfortunately, it only takes that one incident to get fucked up. Yeah. And people just get complacent. The complacency. That's how it is.
Yeah.
And so
all it takes is
one. And it's the same with the food delivery,
Yeah.
When these drivers are out here 12 hours a day, they're so involved in that app and getting those stacked orders that they totally neglect themselves. Get out of the car, stretch. Like I said, you guys may think, oh, I'm getting exercise because I'm getting in and out of the car, walking 10 feet, walking back 10 feet. Really, at the end of the day, that's not exercise.
Yeah.
That's not exercise, because if you go, you do that every 15, 20 minutes, your heart rate goes back to normal. You don't have an elevated heart rate to keep that shit going. And sitting on your ass in your car is the quickest way to gain weight. Is when you're on the go, you're eating constantly, you're gaining weight because all you're doing is sitting your ass in the car. Yeah. You're not exercising at that point. Yeah, you may be getting 1,000 steps in for the day. Recommended 10, 12,000 steps a day. You're getting maybe 1,000 because you're walking, 10 feet, 15 feet. So, and that goes for rideshare as well. Are you physically fit enough? If somebody reaches behind to grab you, can you physically fight that person off to get the fuck away from them? Because that's very important. If you're severely overweight, you're not going to be able to do nothing. You're stuck in that seat like a fucking donut in an extra small package. You're not going to have a chance. And this is one of my most important points is, as drivers, as delivery drivers, even as passengers, you got to come to the realization you're dealing with the general public, and we know how people are. They're fucking crazy sometimes, and you just got to admit that this might be my last ride.
Yeah. Not enough appreciation goes out to the drivers, like Hulk Smash there. That what you did for that fellow driver there. It's like there's these companies totally ignore that. But I mean, you save people. You're saving someone's life there. It's like it just and it just kind of
Yeah.
goes under the radar. Mr. Flex.
I wanted to say also about like with the delivery drivers. You know, a lot of them have multiple apps, right? So when you have your conditioning, if you have multiple apps you could use, whatever the condition of your state, what the weather is, use the apps according to. Like say you get out in the morning and it's cool that you can roll your window down. Do apps that you know you can roll your windows down. When you know it's really hot out, do apps that you know you can stay in a cooler environment and stuff like that. Like, you know, so whatever the apps are, even rideshare, you know, if you have rideshare part of your apps, do that. Maybe do that during the really hot times.
Yeah.
And then do other apps later on.
That's what I did. Yeah. Gotta be. I mean,
know?
Roy, you were doing it like 110 fucking degrees, like summers all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. You got hot.
You know, and that's another thing. That's a good thing that he noticed something like that. Let's say George is a rideshare driver. He sees a customer like that. You don't want a customer to die in your car.
Yeah.
Is it really his responsibility? No. You know, but that goes back to what I said about Dino earlier, thinking that these customers aren't our customers because it's the app. It's the app, you know, type bullshit. Bullshit. When I got customers in my car, I treated them. I lost my job with Lyft because I took my passenger safety to the utmost extreme by punching another driver's car to keep us from crashing into something else.
Right.
So once that customer, even if that customer gets in your car and you notice something crazy, is it your responsibility? Technically, you could say no. It's not. But you know, I don't want to do that bullshit. You know, call an ambulance, do whatever. But you know, it's a good thing he was there, man, because that dude would have fell, smashed his dome on the window, on the floor, bleeding all over the fucking place. So he gets the Gig Worker of the Week award.
That's right. That's right.
So, you know, and fuck it, and regardless if the apps do anything or care, as long as he knows he did the right thing, that's what matters.
Yeah. Now, I always say, like, if you've done 1,000 rides, you've probably saved a dozen lives or more.
Yeah, exactly.
All the people that shouldn't be driving home, you drove them home. And think of all the families that they would have run into on the freeway, you know, fucking drunk. It's like,
or themselves, or anything, you know. So
we're more than just drivers. We're counselors. You know, I've had people that were like suicidal in my car, and I've talked them down and said, like, hey, don't worry, things are going to get better on this stuff. It's like, it's fucking life.
You know, and that's what's crazy is we got certain individuals in this community that do this job that gives zero fucks about people.
Yeah.
You're doing a job that requires you to deal with people, to interact with people, and they have the worst people skills or no people skills. And so to me, if you are a super invert, don't do rideshare. Don't do rideshare.
Oh, that's true.
That's one of my biggest issues when it came to the safety. And I think I've talked with Rodeo about this, is the way these apps lure people to do them. Oh, you can make all this money, spare time, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. A housewife that has never interacted with the public in any kind of customer service job or anything like that, sits at home, takes care of kids, she is not going to be the one that should be doing Uber or Lyft. Yeah. She is not. So the way they're peddling their apps for people to do, in my eyes, that has always been a big issue with me and the apps.
Money first.
Anybody can do it. Not everybody can do rideshare. Period. I'll be the first one to tell you that.
We got one of the greatest delivery drivers to the right of me in the box.
What's up, Flex?
Mr. Flex. Mr. Flex.
No, I was saying, hold on. Money first, consequences later.
That's right.
For the company.
Yeah. Well, even though you're being, I know you guys don't like it when I say you're independent employees, but technically, if we look at the work that we do as gig workers, whether it's rideshare, delivery, food, you are working as a subcontractor basis. Let's be honest. That's what you technically are. You're being subcontracted by the app to deliver food or to deliver that person. So at the end of the day, the company's only the middleman. The company really is. They're just giving you somebody to do something for. Yeah. So it still is your responsibility. So we can't just blame the company. Yes,
yeah,
the
they
company
created an opportunity for us to make money.
Exactly, and so we can't always blame the fucking companies like everybody wants to blame the company. Once again, it goes back to personal responsibility. If you don't like people enough to put them in your car and take them to the doctor's office, you shouldn't be doing it.
That's right.
So don't complain. So don't complain about, well, the fucking Uber's fault that I have to do this. No, it's your fault. You chose to jump into the field, Now you don't like the field. Now you're stuck having to do it, and all you want to do is bitch and complain and blame somebody else for your fucked up decision.
Right.
That's all it is. That's all it is. No. Hey, Mountain Dew, what's up? Hey, Ken, what's up?
It's tragic that, I mean, these companies sell it. They continue to sell this job as a, like working at fucking Disneyland.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
Hey,
exactly.
do it on your own time. Anybody can do it. Sign up. You know.
Yeah.
It's just
and
people,
and I might be the guy everybody thinks is a dickhead, but because I'll tell you, if you shouldn't be fucking doing it, if you come on my chat and you start saying some dumb crazy shit, I'll fucking tell you, you shouldn't be doing it. You don't have the personality for it. You don't have the temperament for it, and you just shouldn't be doing it. Yeah. Period. And they get their fucking feelings hurt. What do you mean? No, you shouldn't be doing it. You can tell you don't have the mindset.
There's always people that like, it's never happened to me, so it must be, you know, never.
Exactly, and that goes back to the whole let's all get together, let's all be one. No, because you have these people out here that they would watch a fucking rideshare driver, another driver would watch a driver get stabbed and move the fuck on because he got a ride and could care less about the guy standing next to him. So that's why this community never will get together, because it's a dog eat dog world out there when it comes to DoorDash, when it comes to Uber and Lyft. You're out there to make money, and most of these drivers, they're not like George. They don't care about their fellow humans. They care about, I got to make that $5. I got to make sure my wallet's fatter than this driver. Yeah. So if he's getting stabbed, guess what? I might get that $20 ride he was ordered. You know what I'm saying? That's their fucking mindset, some of these people, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there was a delivery driver not too long ago that got fucking dismembered by a psycho customer, fucking Jeffrey Dahmer style. Like, he was like, I mean, yeah.
Well, you had that girl too that got fucking was on the TV begging on her video camera, begging for her life, and the guy shot her in the back of the head and threw her out the fucking car.
Right.
She had three fucking kids, you know?
Right.
So
it's and this is nothing fucking new, people. I've been doing rideshare since 2014. When I started a year before, you know, there was fucking drivers that went after people with hammers. There was passengers that fucking stabbed people through the seat. Like the one guy in, I think, Michigan picked up this like 14-year-old girl that went like fucking put a machete through his back.
Exactly.
My apologies. I'm gonna run out. I just caught a delivery. I'll see you guys in
Take care, Flex.
Thanks for stopping by, Flex. It's always good to see you.
No doubt. I'll be listening.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Later, buddy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. People are so shocked.
Dude,
later,
always a pleasure.
Later, big dog. Later, big dog.
And that's what's funny, Joe, is once again, we're talking about safety. We're talking about your safety. Personal responsibility for your safety. Investigate what the fuck you're going to do. Right. If you know you're going to do rideshare, how hard is it to look up some articles? Is my life really worth the Uber money when I live in a city that has a crime rate that's shooting out the fucking roof? Carjackings are out the roof. Is that something I want to really put my life at risk for? So some simple research could help save your life at the end of the day.
You know what's I mean, very telling about this is that, like, in 2017, I think when I started Dark Road Run, one of my first videos I made was I compared which website has more safety warnings, Craigslist or Uber. Craigslist had way more safety warnings about like how to do a transaction, what to look out for, don't go alone. And then Uber was like, oh, this job can be challenging. That was all I fucking saw on the road. And people, that was 2017. People had already died from passengers.
Yeah, exactly.
Still the same way. They have no warnings. They have no liability. That's not their problem.
And that's what's crazy is these people, they want to be independent business owners. They want to do, but they don't even investigate. Every city, I could probably say 99.9% of the cities have a police department that has something on their fucking website that will show you what are the worst areas of town, what are the highest crime rates are. So if you're going to be doing a business, okay, if I want to open a donut shop, am I going to just go, that looks like a good spot and put it there without knowing what the crime rates are, what the robbery rates are? No, you go to the police app, say, look, oh, fuck, I was going to put my donut shop there, but there's like 80 fucking robberies a week in this neighborhood. So maybe I'll look, they only have like 5. So maybe I'll put my donut shop over there. It's the same with rideshare. It's the same with food delivery. Don't put yourself in a position. Just do some little research and you won't put yourself in that position. And there's no guarantee, of course, but there's better guarantee you'll live in the 5% crime area versus the 55% crime area.
Also, food delivery drivers, don't fucking leave your keys in your car and your car running while you go and make your delivery. It's
or
like,
your kid, yeah, or your
your fucking kid
Or
in
your
the car.
kid,
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, happens all the time. And like that's happened like a couple months ago in Oakland. Uber Eats or something like that went in for delivery.
I remember that one. I remember that. Had the two. I think it was two little kids in the back seat of the car, and somebody stole the car. Luckily, the guy I think did something like stopped or something. But
yeah, but it's common sense out there.
Yeah.
And again,
well, you would think it was common sense, but
there is not a single informative video that Uber has that will say like these things. But I mean that's fucking obvious though. I mean that's obvious, but it should be. I don't drive in San Francisco anymore these days. It is one of the worst cities like to come back from the pandemic, and it is like it's not. I mean, you're sitting at a red light, somebody smashes the back of your window and takes whatever you got.
Yeah.
There, it's no, I'll drop people off in SF, but I'm getting the hell out of there.
Yeah, exactly. And plus you don't want. And plus, you don't want to have to keep cleaning human feces off your car every time you drive because you're flinging dookie everywhere.
I tell you that fentanyl is hard to get out of your fucking seat covers.
Yeah, right. And you definitely don't want to touch that shit.
Yeah, that's right.
You'd be like, let me check, see what the customer left in my car. Next thing you're falling the fuck out, you know?
That's true. I did get tipped in cocaine once, so I think I have that little achievement badge.
Every rideshare driver's been tipped in something crazy. I give out for that. Yeah, there's lots of tips on that.
That was a long night.
But I disagree. I think we are just delivery drivers. We are not food handling certified.
Yeah.
We are not employees of the restaurants. We pick up from we're a third party all to this. We do not. Okay. Well, first of all, Mary Poppins, that's all fine and dandy, but that has nothing to do with your fucking safety. That has nothing to do with your safety. Yeah. You're just delivery driver. Okay. You deliver to that fucked up house that you can't even see the front door because the bushes. You walk up there and somebody jumps out of the bushes and shanks the fuck out of you. What does that have to do with being a third party delivery driver? Or whatever from the restaurant? That has nothing to do with your safety.
Yeah.
Safety is always a personal responsibility. Like, and those people that go, well, I carry a gun. That don't mean shit. Because I can guarantee you, I can put Cody in my driver's seat of my car. I can get in that car, and trust me, before Cody grabs that gun, I could put Cody out. It's that simple. And so people, once again, it's that false sense of security because I carry a gun. That I'm okay, or I carry pepper spray. You'll probably end up spraying yourself in the fucking face before you spray the bad guy. Yeah. So
but also I would, when I said about dash cams, like they won't save your life, but they might save your job. So I still recommend every driver has a dash cam.
Oh yeah,
but
that's weird. I did all my Lyft rides with no dash cam.
Oh yeah,
all of them.
No, most of mine I didn't before, and I won a giveaway from Chris Real Rideshare Stories, and he gave me a free dash cam, and then now I'm addicted. I can't go out. I can't even drive on my own without that dash cam running on it, just in case.
Yeah, exactly.
I also want to put in there with the safety. This goes for rideshare and delivery. You have a vehicle that you use. If your vehicle's not up to par, maintenance-wise, you're unsafe for anybody on the road and yourself.
That's true.
So you got to make sure your vehicle's safe to drive. Period.
Oh my God, that's so. I've heard from passengers that like most of the cars they get in these days, most of the Uber cars in the Bay Area, there's always a fucking check engine light or a low tire pressure light or something like that. It's just minimum viable product these days.
Don't see no lights or nothing here except for what you're supposed to see on the dashboard.
And that's what's crazy. It all boils down to personal responsibility. Yeah. We can come up with a million things the app can do to try to make we can come up with a million things the app can do to make you safe. But if you don't put it into practice, it doesn't matter at that point. So Uber can do this. Remember when Uber put the emergency button in the app? Lyft did the same thing.
Yeah.
Guess how many people they were trying to do something, right? They were trying to do something to show that they at least gave a little bit of a fuck, And what did people do? People shit on it. Oh, what the fuck is that gonna do? What is that gonna do? Well, obviously, it's doing more than you are doing for yourself, because you would ask them, "What are you doing for your own safety?" They can't even give you a fucking answer. So, like, what the fuck? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's shit. I don't know. I got to get out of this gig job. I keep saying.
And Mary Poppins, it is, you are, especially if you do ride share, just because you picked up a customer from an app, that is still your responsibility and your customer. It's still your customer. This whole idea that, oh, I'm just there to deliver. Rideshare is delivering people versus delivering McDonald's, but they're still your customer at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Regardless how you get the customer, you're working in a subcontractor platform type situation. So they are your customer.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people though, they try to get away from that. Say, oh, they're not my customer. It's the app, because they don't want to take responsibility for when they fuck up. So, oh, it's not my fault. It's the customer. It's the app's problem that I fucked up. I didn't deliver the food right. I got in a crash with the person. It's the app's fault. It's not my fault. They're not my customer. Bullshit. It's your customer, regardless.
Yeah. We're the face of these companies. They've never seen anyone who actually works for DoorDash or Uber. You will, and neither of the drivers. Like it's been years since I've met anyone who actually, like, a corporate employee of these companies. All the public knows is that when they called an Uber and we show up, or they call a DoorDash and we show up, we are the front line of these companies out there. So everything's going to be on us. On it. So
yeah, and if you got that mindset, you're so adamant and so proud to call yourself a business owner, but yet you produce, or you come across, how can I say that? You bring yourself across as somebody that just don't give a fuck about the people that you're supposed to be servicing. Like, that's just dumb.
Minimum viable product. Yeah, I mean, if nobody's watching, then, like, and then Uber says your car can be 16 years or newer. It's like, all right, I'm going to get a fucking 2009 like beater Prius. It's like, well, that fits. That, I mean, and the sad part is, like, you'll make the same money. Uber will pay you the same money if you drive a 2009 Prius versus a 2020 fucking Bentley. On an Uber X ride, there is no distinction. And those passengers, they will not tip you because it's a nicer car. At least in my market.
No. You know what gets you good tips is the way you interact with your customers.
That's true. Yeah.
That's what gets you tips. Trust me. I live in one of the tipping capitals of the world, and probably one of the most tourist rideshare capitals of the world.
Yeah.
If I got in my car every night with a fucking frown on my face, looking like I hated my fucking life, I wouldn't get the tips.
Yeah.
But I could guarantee you every night I was going home with well over $50 in cash tips. Yeah. Why? Because I allowed people to do the things that they wanted to do, whether it was against the terms of service. At that point, they're my customers. If they want to bring alcohol in the car and it's legal, bring your fucking drink in the car. That stops an argument right there real quick, because you know how many people get with their alcohol and their drinks.
Oh, geez,
they lose their shit. I can't eat in your car. Most people, granted, you're always going to have that shit part of society, but most people can eat like a normal fucking human and not leave a mess.
Yeah.
Okay. I like I said, 12,500 rides. I can comfortably say I've had plenty of people eat in my car that didn't leave a fucking mess. But you will get that one, maybe 0.01% that will fucking leave a chip or something on your fucking seat. No big deal. It's part of the business. You're using your car, so it's part of the business. And that's not, how many times have we seen videos of people, hey, no, you can't eat in my fucking car. And next thing you know, they're getting beat up.
Yeah.
Or it's something simple, like because they got a bad attitude. This is my fucking car. You can't eat. The way they approach a customer, then they end up getting punched in the fucking face because they have no customer service skills.
Yeah.
Your safety. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. It's take personal responsibility for yourself and your actions.
And understand you work in the late night shift, you're gonna get some crazy fucking people out there. It's like
exactly. Don't go.
You don't want to deal with it. Work the fucking 6 a.m. airport runs. Like those people, most of them just want a quiet ride to the airport. Like do that. Wake up at 5 in the morning, log in, do the rides at the morning.
Yeah,
But,
don't go pick up people from the bar at 2 o'clock in the morning and then have a coronary when somebody pukes in your car.
right,
Don't. It's common sense. It's going to happen.
right.
So a lot of these drivers, they put them, once again, we can blame the apps a little bit because they put people in these financial situations
Well,
with their false promises.
the false
Um,
promises, yeah.
and that put these people at risk.
Yeah.
But you can still minimize your own risk. You know what I'm saying? And they just a lot choose not to.
I heard somewhere that like the average American, if they got hit with a $1,500 bill, all of a sudden they would go bankrupt. They'd have to declare bankruptcy. Like 90% of Americans don't have $1,500 in their bank account or something. It's like, and it's just like, you know, you as a gig worker, you think everything's fine. You're making like slightly more than fucking minimum wage, and then all that happens is that like you rear end somebody or something like that, or someone who fucking hits you, then you're, even if it's not your fault, you're still out for like 2 weeks while they process the whole investigation thing. There's a $2,000 copayment or whatever the deductible on these insurance companies. It's like, so God, hopefully it is not your fault, but and that could wipe out your whole, or you get a traffic ticket or something like that. So like one traffic ticket wipes out your whole days of earnings of that. You just worked for fucking free.
Or you can be like in my situation. I was working a W-2. My car got fucking totaled.
Oh, really?
I got suspended for work for 5 days. I had to wait on his insurance company luckily his insurance company was on the ball. I got to give him that. I got my rent-a-car so I could go back to work. So I didn't miss a whole lot of work, but you might not have that ability. You might have like Chico Bonita's fucking insurance company that is somewhere out of fucking Guatemala or some fucking weird place because this guy wanted to pay $10 a month for their fucking insurance. That's true. I'm just using that as an example. I'm not being racist. I'm just
or people. There's tons of drivers that don't even have fucking insurance, and that's why we have uninsured motorist like insurance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So or the whole thing about like, oh, my car got fucked up from rideshare. Well, if you do 70,000 miles a year on your fucking car, the average driver drives like 12 to 15,000. I've done 50,000 miles in the last like 7 months on my van, and it's like, the car feels it. Like it's like don't.
And most insurance company now they have like a $5-10 rideshare endorsement for your car insurance.
Oh, yeah.
And you're what? Who?
So my insurance, Progressive. I told them that one car I use for like gig work and stuff, and they give me the rideshare, they give me the gig work, rideshare insurance on it. It doesn't really cost that much,
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I'm saying. So these people, they want, once again, this is their business. They want to make money. And Joe was saying you could be smacked at any fucking time while you're driving. Mm-hmm. You're already paying $150, but then you're going to be like, oh my God, I got to pay $5 more. You know what? I'll take the risk. You're taking the risk of losing thousands of dollars over $5 a month.
That right there is absolutely number one issue. Like if you're in personal, let me get this straight here. A personal policy insurance policy covers you to drive to work, but not for work. That's a commercial policy. Now, thankfully, over the years, these insurance companies have wised up that more people are doing rideshare, so that's why they have a rideshare endorsement.
Yeah,
it's so you're not committing insurance fraud. You have to tell your insurance companies you're doing it. If you're doing food delivery, it's the same thing. You're driving for fucking work. It's like people don't see that. Like, oh no, I just do it part-time or something. It doesn't matter. Somebody paid you money to drive those fucking miles. If you get into an accident on the job, your insurance is going to be like, hey, you were driving for a business. We don't have to cover shit. What's up, Bobby?
What's up, Bobby?
Yeah, what's up, everybody? How are you?
What's up, man? I saw you made a comment. You have some stuff you want to talk about?
Well, I know it's a little behind because obviously y'all talked about this.
It's fine.
But one thing I will say about the rideshare thing is that I've been listening, and I do tend to agree with a lot of that. From personal experience, that is one of the reasons why I'm so skeptical to do rideshare because while yes, I live in a safe city and I'm very blessed, you just never know. I'm very, very, very skeptical about it, which is why I generally don't do it unless there's a huge reason, like an incentive. And even then, to be completely honest, and Roy has seen this personally, um, I'm not the kind of person that's built for rideshare. I can come up here and talk to y'all all day long, but most of the times when I do a rideshare, it's incredibly awkward. It's either silence or I just feel like because I just in the back of my head, I'm always thinking, okay, I don't want to say the wrong thing that someone misconstrues, and next thing you know, you got some sort of allegation against you that's completely ridiculous because you never know how someone's going to interpret something you say, right? So it's like,
Exactly.
so it's a big part of it, and then like I've experienced that, so I can get it. And as far as the stuff happening at night, um, laugh at me all you want, but again, I know I live in a safe city, but all it takes is that one person. That's a big part of why I don't work at night because you generally can't see a lot around you, and you never know when that one person's hiding in a bush just looking to shank somebody. And I know it sounds
Well,
ridiculous, but it's like,
well,
go ahead.
guess what? If you spend that little extra money, I always talk about and get a good flashlight, you can light up that whole area before you even get out of your car, mister.
Right, but a
I knew the
flashlight isn't going to
flashlight was
stop
coming up. I
somebody.
knew the flashlight was coming up.
I get it, but a flashlight's not going to stop somebody from jumping from behind when I'm walking up to a door and stabbing me in my neck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
yeah.
can't see that coming. But during
Well,
the daytime, you're more likely to be able to see someone hiding in a bush. And I know this is obviously an exaggeration because it's highly unlikely, but it is possible. I mean, you never
well, yeah,
know,
and
you
that's
know.
and that's where I said earlier in the show that there is no guarantees. There's no guarantee. You can't guarantee people's behavior and what's going to happen, but you can do some things to minimize it. Like you said, you don't do it at night. Perfect example. You don't do it at night.
Minimize.
And
You still are in that mindset, which is a good mindset, Bobby. And I had this mindset is don't trust anybody that gets in your back seat. Doesn't matter how fucking friendly they are. Always be skeptical of who you're putting in. And that goes back to what I would say the complacency. Always keep that in the back of your head. Who the fuck is this in my car? I was the same way. Just because I'm a big bulky guy doesn't mean I'm Captain fucking America. I don't have eyes in the back of my fucking head. So yeah, so you have that. That's a good attitude because you don't have that complacency, and that's where you get yourself fucked up. Is when you get complacent and lazy, and you just think because hasn't happened to me in 5,000 rides, it's never going to happen to me. Attitude, and that's a good. Those are the ones that get fucked up, unfortunately.
and I'll add this too. I'll add right. So like I said, once again, I'm very fortunate to not only live in a very safe area, I live in a very safe city. I'm very lucky with that, right? But even in my city, I'll give you an example. A couple of months ago, me and Jessica were sitting at home, probably about 6 in the afternoon. Not quite dark, but and we get a message on our phone, an alert that basically said someone that I guess had attempted to rob a gas station or whatever and injured someone, and they were on the loose, and the cops were chasing them. They basically said for everyone in my neighborhood to just stay inside.
There you go.
So it's like, even though I live in a safe area, it can literally happen to anyone. So just imagine if I was out there thinking everything's fine, like, oh, nothing bad's going to happen. And then I cross paths with this individual who ends up killing me to get away from the cops. So it's like, it might be paranoia, but dude, when I'm walking up the front doors, even during the day, I'm always kind of peeking around, especially in an area that I'm not super familiar with. Like, I'm always kind of looking over my shoulder and I'm looking around me, making sure that there's no suspicious, and and I know this isn't personal related, but a lot of people have been talking lately about dogs. I saw Alex mention something about dogs attacking people. So yeah,
Of
like
course.
the other day, I went up to drop off a Walmart at somebody's door, and there was this dog who looked very angry, very aggressive. So I didn't just walk up and just say, "Oh, this dog's gonna be fine." I waited for the owner to come out and bring the dog inside, and then I handed him the shit because you
Yeah,
never know the day that.
yeah, but I'll stick up for the dog. You do look pretty juicy, Bobby. So yeah.
And I get that. And I love dogs. If it's up to me, look, my favorite job, like if I could have a job that I would say would be like my ultimate dream, besides like something like weirdly perverted or some shit. I would love to just lay in a field and have freaking puppies jump all over me all day. That would be
There's an app.
amazing.
There's an
But
app for
at the
that.
same time, like, yeah,
there's a website for that, but there's
Is there?
there's only furry or only puppies or there's an app though that is like on demand dog walking, and I've heard people making pretty good money in like areas like New York, but I don't know, that's really got to be market specific. But yeah, people like you could be an independent contractor and make a bunch of money walking people's dogs, pet sitting, and it's
it's the minor things and some major things that people just need to, and I get laughed at a lot. I get laughed at a lot because I say keep a safety bag in your car. You never know. And you know why I where I get my example from? I don't know if you guys remember last year, I think it was up north somewhere, they had that huge blizzard and there was people stuck on the fucking side of the road. That's and right. They had to be, and there was people having to walk through and give them bottles of water. Yeah. So not only would your own safety bag help you in that case, because you got access to the water that you already have, you have access to whatever you need, any food or snacks that you already have. You're not relying on somebody, hopefully, that while you're stuck 2-3 days in a blizzard on a fucking freeway, you're not stuck there hoping that somebody's going to come and save you. You have the ability to take that into your hands and save yourself. Not to mention, this is the common sense part that people don't think. You're stuck in a blizzard on a freeway and you're begging people for water when you got water sitting right next to your car and you're stuck in it. So that's the common sense people don't fucking have, that, oh, I can't scoop up I got a cup right here in my car. I can't scoop up some ice and melt it in my car and drink it. That's the stupidity that we deal with nowadays with people in general. So when people laugh at me because I have an emergency bag in my car that has things I can plug my own tires. I can start my car. I can blow up any tire in my car. I can do work on my car because I have the tools and everything. That's true independence. Everybody wants to be independent, but they want to ask the app for all the help.
That's true. Yeah.
And it makes me laugh because people laugh at me for that shit. But you know what? That bag has saved me a couple of times. I was involved in an accident where I got my car totaled. You know what I'm saying? If I've come across accidents where I've been able to help people because I keep a medical kit in my bag. Somebody's fucking got a big, and I can tell you, the lady had a nice fucking gash on her head. I have safety lights on my car. A lot of people might think that's fucking retarded, but I have safety strobe lights all over my car. I've showed them to you guys, and people think that's kind of corny. But when that lady was involved in that accident, she had that huge gash on her head. Guess what? I was able to use my car as a means to block her from getting hit more by other cars, and I was able to patch her forehead up until the fucking 10 minutes, 15 minutes it takes emergency people to get there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying everybody has to be Captain Hero, but at least it's there. Even if it's there for yourself, you get in an accident and bust your motherfucking nose. At least you can do something for you, or you cut yourself, or whatever case may be. You're there. You have shit for yourself.
That's
and how
many, I mean, there's more and more passengers are using Ubers instead of calling an ambulance. So we've become like the cheap alternative, and of course they would, it's $5,000 for an ambulance ride versus your $25 Uber ride.
Yeah. But they don't, they have to remember that you're using the Uber. We can't blow lights.
Right.
We can't blow lights. We can't go on the other side of the street.
It's true.
And drive through like they can, because we're not an emergency builder. They got to understand that.
It's true.
I'd rather pay the $5,000 to get me there safely versus try to have an Uber driver do all that stuff and get hit, because they can't do it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, Bobby, you're blessed because you live in a great market. But Bobby also has the mindset is that when this job becomes too stressful and you aren't making the money that you need to sustain yourself, Bobby already has the mindset, I will move on to do something else. And unfortunately, like Joe says and other people say, these apps prey on these people. When it comes to safety, they're willing to risk their life for that $5 ride. And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
More than half of violent crimes in this country go unsolved or unconvicted. I mean, that's basically that's some pretty fucking good odds to kill somebody. Chances are you're going to get away with it. It's never been a better time to be a serial killer. And it's more so because like these Uber Uber has kind of created this ecosystem where like, oh yeah, you want to deliver that fentanyl, that meth to somebody else, put it in a shoebox, call an Uber delivery. Of course, they're going to be against it in the terms of service, but I guarantee if Uber was around in 1969, fucking Manson family would have taken it to Cielo Drive. That, yeah.
And since we're talking about safety, and yep, you bring that up. That's fucking funny that you would say something crazy like that. I tow a boat behind my car in case of a flood. I'm going to give you an example. I was watching a live stream where there was a huge ass fucking puddle of water because they were in a storm and it was flooded. And the fucking guy on his own live stream, bro, tried to drive through the puddle and got stuck dead ass in the middle of the puddle because he drowned out his car. So that shit is funny as fuck to me because I actually seen a gig worker drive through a huge ass puddle of water to try to get his order done and flooded out his car and got stuck in the middle of the puddle of water.
Yeah.
So that might sound funny to most people, but I've seen cases where shit like that has happened. People have actually dumb enough to drive through a puddle of water and kill their cars. So,
Roy,
let me give you a scenario on that, and I can say from personal experience. So, there are certain areas, just like in every city, obviously, that when it rains, it tends to flood pretty bad. And when I first started this job, I wasn't as familiar with the city as I am now, so I didn't know what areas to obviously avoid when it rains like really, really bad. So I took this order, and it was going to this apartment complex that lives in an area that floods like crazy bad when it storms hard. So I'm pulling up to the person's address, and when I say, dude, there was so much high water, I was like, there's no fucking way that I am ever going to drive my car through this shit because I know that if I get stuck, I'm screwed. So I called the customer. I had this lady come down and literally walk through the water to come get her order from my car. So, and I know that sounds like ridiculous, but it's like sometimes you got to do what you got to do to protect your own shit.
Yeah, exactly. And once again, it's all personal safety. Do you want to sit in the middle of a puddle of water with your car dead because you weren't thinking that it could happen to me?
Yeah.
And that's what's funny too, because I'm the same way. A lot of people think when I worked at Domino's, Roy didn't put his safety at risk. Even though I was a W-2, and a lot of people think, oh, you're a W-2, you got to do what you're told. No, you don't. Because there was many times I was at Domino's, I refused to do a delivery because I knew the apartment complex was known for jacking people, were known for doing stupid shit. I would refuse a delivery. Or because they have houses on streets that are going 50, 55 miles an hour. They have houses on the side that they expect you to stop and deliver food. No. So was I risking my job? Maybe, because they could have said, well, you got to do it. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to die and have somebody run me over for your fucking $15 pizza. I'm not going to do it. So just think about that shit. What is most important, your life or $15?
Yeah.
That's how you got to look at it. Do you want to go home to the kids, or do you want to make that $25 LOP order that's dangerous as fuck and it's dangerous?
And also to also respond to what you said about I say that I know when it's time, like if you got to move on or whatever.
Yeah.
I think, and I don't know exactly where it comes from. Maybe it's personal pride, maybe it's partially YouTube, it could also be the apps, but a lot of people feel like if they move on and go back to something else that they're going to be looked down upon like they're lesser, right? Because they couldn't make it. But I always tell everybody, like, there's nothing worse than having to go home and tell your family, hey, I can't pay the bills because I have an ego, right? So if you got to go back and do something else, there's no shame in that. Like, and a lot of people have a problem with saying that. Now, hopefully I don't have to go back to that situation, but if it comes down to that versus being homeless, obviously I'm going to choose to go do what I got to do.
Yeah, exactly. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't look at it that way. And you know what? GigTube doesn't help. GigTube doesn't help.
Yeah, that's true.
GigTube don't help because they'll be the first. These gig YouTubers and people in gig YouTubers chat will be the first one to treat you like garbage because you didn't make enough doing it.
Hallelujah. Amen. This is why I love Roy. I love his channel. He says it. I mean, he'll still throw it out there. He'll throw it.
Exactly. They'll be the first one. They'll be the
Hey,
first
well,
ones
I
to
don't. I'm sorry.
go ahead, George.
I'm sorry. Well, my wife just called. I'm gonna have to leave the stream, so I'm gonna go home and check her out and see if she wants to go out to eat and stuff. So we're gonna go hang out.
Okay, big dog. Well,
Take care, Hope.
congratulations. You got the award for the Gig Tuber of the Week or
Awesome.
Gig Worker of the Week. I'm glad you were there.
Well, I'm glad I was too.
So,
I'll be missing in the background until I get home.
okay, got you, boss. Thanks for coming up,
All right.
sharing your story. Appreciate you.
All right.
All
Thanks.
right,
Thanks everybody
yep,
else. All right. Bye.
yep, bye. Yeah, so,
Yeah, it's a grind out there,
yeah.
and these companies that like you think they fucking care?
No, they don't. They don't. And that's what makes
Oh
me
my
laugh when everybody,
God.
and that's what makes me laugh when everybody thinks that, oh, they just constantly bitch and
Oh,
complain.
fucking
It's like, well, do you think they're probably watching you laughing right now because
holy
this motherfucker really thinks we care about what the fuck he said.
And
No.
there's drivers that they continue to think I'm gonna keep I fuck it, like I hate this conditions, it's not safe, I'm not making any money. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna keep fucking doing it because one day these
Yeah.
companies are gonna recognize,
Yeah.
we're gonna get together, we're gonna strike, we're gonna send a message to these fat cats, they're gonna appreciate us. No fucking way, people. They're gonna
Yeah.
replace you with a fucking robot. Wally's gonna fucking take your job in 5 years. So it's
Yep.
Well,
And Hector, you're right, Hector. People drive in some of these vehicles. I wouldn't let a fucking dog eat out of their fucking car. They're so gross or fucked up. I wouldn't even let a dog do it. A fucking roach would probably be like, "Ooh, no, I don't think so," and move the fuck on. With some of these people, some of the cars I've seen, and that's what makes me laugh too, is because people says, "What the fuck does he know?" Like I don't do deliveries. Yeah, I might do it once in a blue moon, or I'm doing it now more because of certain circumstances. But I still see the shit. I still see. I had a picture of a guy picking an Uber Eats driver picking his fucking feet while he's waiting for an order. So yeah, people are fucking gross, man. And Hector's exactly right. If your car is not reliable, you shouldn't be one picking up people. Two, man, and I keep my car pristine. My car's 2015, almost 10 years old. And you could look inside my car, and my car looks almost showroom clean and hooked up. My engine, I do all my maintenance. I do my own oil changes.
You appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly. I know that's my money.
It
I'm
wasn't
not gonna
fucking
sit there and ignore
it wasn't fucking just given to you. Like you worked for that. You worked your ass off to get there,
Yeah.
and you're gonna take care of it. It's like it's
exactly.
like no fucking pride anymore.
Yeah, and it goes back to safety. It does correlate with safety because do you want to break down in that fucked up neighborhood? No, you don't want to be the one stuck there waiting on a tow truck, hoping that they're willing to come in, listening to the gunshots because you got people shooting across the street at each other, or worrying about that dude sucking on that glass dick on the sidewalk next to your car while you're hopefully getting a tow truck. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so Mello's exactly right. Do some maintenance on your car. Have your car checked out. Don't wait till it breaks to fix it. It doesn't take much to go into Pep Boys and say, hey, how much does it cost to inspect my car? Oh, it costs $20. Here's $20. Make sure that, hey, this is my living. This is how I make my money. Make sure my car's okay. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I've had times where, now granted, like I said, I'm also lucky because my car, at least as of this moment, has not had anything major. But I will say too, and it's not even necessarily about just saying, oh, let me go get it checked out. And yeah, that's a great idea. But at the same time, like, and I've told Jessica this, like, there are times where I will drive my car and you drive it all the time, right? So who knows your car better than you, right? As far as the way it drives. And I've had times where I've got in my car, drove it a mile and went, something just feels off. And it turns out I have a hole in my tire. Didn't even realize it, just because something just didn't feel right, because you can tell. And that's a big part is I think a lot of people tend to ignore things, or they wait till it gets to the worst case scenario. Whereas me, I'm like, if it's something that's going to control me being on or off the road, like I'm going to pull over. Now, granted, I did do some stupid shit a couple weeks ago with the whole driving on a flat 8 miles, and we don't need to go there. But I'd rather not rehash that.
Yeah. Tell us your bad safety stories. That's fine. This is a safety. You can tell us about your bad safety stories as well.
All right. So keep in mind, this is actually not a for entertainment purposes story. This is actually a true story. So, but do not do this. I don't ever recommend anybody do this. So, I dropped the Walmart order off, and I noticed that I had a flat because I heard the light came on, blah blah blah. Well, it was around 3 o'clock my time, and I didn't want to wait an hour and a half or something for AAA to show up. So I had this little air pump that I pumped up enough to get me a few miles, then stopped, had to repump it, and then essentially drove about 6 miles pretty much on a flat to get to a place to get a new tire. Should I have done that? Probably not. Was it really incredibly stupid? Yeah. But honestly, at the time, it was I know this is going to sound like a dumb reference, but it was kind of like a fight or flight incident kicked in. And not that I was in an unsafe situation, but it was kind of like, if I don't get this done today, then not only have I lost all of today's pay, but I've lost all of tomorrow's pay as well. So I was looking at it from a financial situation, and was that a poor choice? Maybe, but that it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, but I would not recommend doing that.
And when it comes to safety and stuff like that, I'm looking at Joe's sign where it says "tip your drivers," and people wonder why I lose my shit or I think people that don't tip are fucking trash. Popular to people's belief, I don't believe in the non-tipping bullshit. we have seen what we there's an actual video out there of what I think about people that think drivers are thieves and they don't want to tip. So let's just get that, Roy. That is Roy's thing, because it becomes a safety issue to me. And is the tip really going to make a huge difference? No, but we risk our lives, and this goes back to the safety. We risk our life. We risk our personal property to bring somebody their fucking food so they could sit on their ass and watch the next Avengers movie, Ninja Turtle, play with their dick. I don't care what it is. They get that opportunity to do that while we're out in the rain, in the traffic, risking our fucking lives and our personal property. So when it comes to people that don't tip, you're fucking trash. And I will call you trash to your fucking face, because at that point I'm risking my life. And people need to show appreciation. So, and then I get laughed at when I say shit like that too, that we risk our lives and personal property. People are like, oh, it's not that serious. I'll give you one. His name is Joseph Strong. Yeah. When I was homeless living in my car, he was homeless living in his car while we both worked at Domino's. You can go on a Las Vegas news channel, type in his name, and type DoorDash driver killed. He was killed doing DoorDash.
Jeez. I'm gonna Google that. Take a minute, right, Roy? No. Now this job is
yeah. So
do you think Tony Shu or this douchebag Dara Khosrowshahi he's going to be at your fucking funeral?
No.
No, it's like they're not. Again, like it's years, hundreds of like form letters about like this. We're aware of this situation. Our hearts go out to the family. That's all you get, people. That's all you get. That's the extent of their fucking humanity out there.
Yeah. So
it's for profit. It's not for people.
Yeah.
So, and of course they're going to be, they're investing billions of dollars into the self-driving cars and everything. And cause like they're just fucking done with people if they can. So
I lost a friend doing this fucking stuff. So when people take that shit lightly or think, oh, you're thinking too much into it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I lost a friend. We were both homeless together.
Yeah.
So and he left behind his daughter, all that shit, because he was trying to get his life back on track, because he had fucked up, kind of like what I did, had some bad time in his life, getting his life together, getting back together where he was getting a house for his daughter himself, and then he's killed by a drunk driver doing a fucking DoorDash delivery. And then people want to say, oh, well, it's not that serious. You're going overboard. No, it's not. So it happens. And so when people say that it's not a dangerous job and that you really got to be careful and be safe, we mean it for a reason. I'm not making shit up. Like I said, Joe can Google it right now and read the story for you off the fucking. So, you know, I don't make shit up just to make it up. I've lost friends doing this. So, and myself, I was involved in an accident where I got my shit totaled.
Yeah.
You know, I almost ran over 3 fucking pedestrians because some asshole hit my car and pushed me into the sidewalk. So how do you think that would have affected my life if I ran over 3 people, 2 little kids and their mom? How do you think I would have fucking felt? You know? So, you know, people need to take what some of us say very serious because we come from experience. This is experience.
That's true.
And not take shit lightly. You know, you talk with Joe. He's a big time rideshare driver.
2014.
Yeah. You know, I was a big time rideshare driver. I still do food delivery. He does food delivery. And he's in one of the states right now that has crime going fucking rampant.
Yeah.
So he's even got to be more careful than somebody like me living in Vegas, you know? So it's a fucked up situation, but don't ever take it lightly and don't ever be afraid to or ashamed to say, hey, I'm risking tell people that shit. I'm risking my life and my property for you. You know, there's plenty of, you know, everybody might, and that's another thing when people say, oh, well, we can't take it that serious. Tell the 3 kids and the husband of that lady that got shot in the back of the head doing Uber.
Right.
Explain that to her kids that, oh, it's not that serious of a deal. Bullshit.
And it comes down to also a word on all the fucking hashtag movements about delete Uber and you know, pay drivers fair and all the strikes and the organizations and the movements. Like, we're going to show up and everything. We're going to do this, put the time and effort, print out 1,000 leaflets, everything. We're going to get together and get organized. Don't fix Uber, fix yourself. You're like, these companies, they don't need fixing. They don't want it. They don't have any interest. That's their responsibility if they want to do fix themselves. But to them, life is perfect. Uber, DoorDash, they are exactly the way they want to be. And they spend billions of dollars on propositions to make sure that they remain exactly the way they want it to be. And that way is limited liability. They don't want anything to do with our safety, our risk and everything.
Exactly.
And so it's like, why are we fucking like still 10 years down the road, like putting all this time and effort to like fix these companies? Fix yourself. Put in some time to yourself to get a fucking better job out there. If things aren't working, if the risk versus reward is too great, it's like, all right, don't fucking do it. don't stay in this like fucking snake pit. Like, get the fuck out.
Yeah, and take it upon yourself to know, hey, thanks, Mary. And to realize, hey, I'm sitting in a fucking car all day on my ass. Right. I need to get out. I need to exercise. I need to make sure I'm at least some physically fit so I can fight off somebody. If I have to fight somebody off, I can.
Yeah.
You know, like we'll say Bobby, for example. I get on Bobby a lot about his weight because, you know, my weight is one of the issues that helped cause when I was living in my car. My weight and my lack of movement caused me to have the blood clots in my lungs, which puts me in the hospital, you know, almost dying because I couldn't breathe. So I do get on Bobby's weight a lot. And when Bobby brought up that whole thing about, well, what if somebody jumps out with a knife? A flashlight ain't gonna matter. No, but your feet matter. Yeah. And if you're somewhat physically fit, you can run away from that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You can run away. But if you're not somewhat physically fit, you're not going to be able to run, or you're going to fucking. In my case, I smoke a lot, so in my case, I might just get stabbed because I can't breathe from smoking too much. Yeah. But that's me. But that doesn't mean that
your channel should be sponsored by Camel.
Paul Mall, man. Paul Mall. Yeah, but Paul Malls and Diet Mountain Dew. That's what my channel should be.
Paul Mall Mountain Dew. If you're listening to it, sponsorship.
Exactly. Always got the Diet Dew. That's right. But that's what I'm saying. So to even help get yourself somewhat physically fit, you can still be able to maybe fight your way out of a bad situation, run away from a bad situation, whatever the case may be. So. You know, once again, like you said, Joe, got to fix yourself first. You got to fix that complacency mindset. You gotta get rid of that mindset. Oh, the apps have to do it all for me. Right. I'm not responsible for everything. It's all the app's fault. You know, sitting like that, you know, that shit that's up to you. And I'm sorry I hurt people's feelings. Well, I'm not sorry, But if it hurts your fucking feelings because I'm willing to talk to you like this and tell you that you probably are the fucking problem. It's not Uber and Lyft. You're probably the fucking problem because you don't take this shit serious. You don't choose to do shit for yourself. Then don't get mad at me. Don't unsubscribe from me. Yeah. Maybe look in the fucking mirror and fix the real problem. And that could be you. So
Kenny Rogers said it best in like 1982. You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. You got to know when to walk away, and you got to know when to run. So you got to get the fuck out of these companies.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, if you're letting your pride work you if your pride is helping you work your way to being homeless, learn to get rid of the pride and go do something else, because your pride's not going to help you when you're living out of a fucking shopping cart, sleeping on the side of the road. Your pride at that point, you don't have no pride. So you're allowing your pride to end up killing you or costing you your livelihood or whatever the case may be. So,
let me give your viewers a little insight to the future of what 10 years or 8 years of rideshare does to a person. Let's see here. Right now, I'm 42 years old. I've been doing rideshare since 2014. That's all I've been doing for the last 9 years. And I feel like I'd be lucky to get a job at McDonald's right now with my resume. It's like there is nothing on there except for Uber. Yeah. And then you know what Uber looks like on a fucking job application? It's like, okay, can we contact your previous employer? No. you can fucking tweet them. All right. Well, can we verify can we talk to somebody if you were a good employee? It's like, I'm a 5-star driver. Like,
exactly. And unfortunately, we got so many fucked up drivers in the news lately. Oh, when you go to apply for a job and they look, oh, you used to be a DoorDash driver, and the first thing that pops in their head is the guy telling the customer go fuck themselves because $5 wasn't enough, or this guy's eating their food or throwing their food across the driveway. That's what's sticking in their mind. Yeah. They're not sticking in. They're not. You can smile all you want at them. That don't mean that they're gonna look at you and say maybe he wasn't the one. Yeah. No, that's the first shit that's gonna pop in their mind. That's
the first question I get. Like when I say I drive for Uber, like, oh, what, do you have any crazy stories or crazy pastors? Yeah, like, exactly. No, and you look at all I've been following gig tubers for years, and I mean, I definitely applaud like the drivers that have tried to share their experiences and advice. But I've fucking seen over the years that like any channel that's like more about the drama than the advice, it's like they'll get fucking 20 times the views or 1,000 times the views as the advice stuff, the safety stuff. So
yeah, exactly. That's what, and to be honest with you, that's why my channel ain't that popular, because I'm going to be the one, and Joe will say this, and anybody in this chat will say this. I'll slap you in the face with your own bullshit.
That's right.
It doesn't bother me. So yeah, you're not going to subscribe to me because I'm not going to be there to be. Oh,
hold your hand.
I'm sorry, DoorDash doesn't treat you right. Yeah, it's all DoorDash's fault. It's not your fault that you don't want to get off your ass and get a W-2 job because you think you're too good or your pride's keeping you. We'll just blame it all on DoorDash. No, that's not going to be this kid. And safety is very important to me. You guys know that I'm mad safety. I do some crazy shit. I'm out in fucking the desert going through mines and shit. So I am very safety conscious when it comes to everything. And that's one of the biggest things with me and Rodeo and Joe is we will stick to these safety videos to try to help you guys. I will help you guys in the ways that I can. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass and tell you how to go do tips and tricks, but I can help give you tips that will keep you fucking hopefully alive, whether it's doing rideshare or delivery, whether it's recommending, like people come to me and ask me, what's a good flashlight that I can have? I will get a boner to give you the best flashlight for your price range, that as long as I know you're going to be safe using that flashlight. Yeah. I get a boner over shit like that. I don't get a boner over, oh, guess what? I made $300 off the LOP program. That doesn't give me a boner. Anybody can do that. What gets me excited is that somebody has taken that step to ask for something that is going to help protect their life and help make their life easier over something as simple as a flashlight. Yeah. So, that's the kind of shit that I like to see, so.
That also like reminds me of a movement that I think it's time to bring this back. I do miss these videos, but Uber, if you could reactivate rideshare revolution, I really do miss the 2K club videos.
Yeah, well, from what I hear, bro, he's doing great on
I think he's
TaskRabbit.
yeah, no, I'm just joking. No, he's
Yeah.
doing awesome. He is,
Yeah,
and I knew he would. I knew he would.
Well,
He had like
yeah.
crazy work ethic with rideshare, so it's like he's gonna do it fucking shoveling snow.
Yeah, Cray is the one. Yeah, Cray, my first official channel member. She asked about the flashlight, and there's other people that asked me about flashlight. So that's fucking awesome to me when somebody is willing to take that safety into their hands, because there's certain people out there, Bobby, talking about I use my cell phone light. That's corny. That's just corny to me. Okay, you're not looking for a cigarette lighter in your car or your flashlight. No, you're trying to illuminate shit around you. But it is what it is. We got to bust Bobby's ass a little bit. But
lumens
yeah,
versus
I'm sorry for breaking down, but
that's all right.
You know, when you lose a friend, and then to watch people like think it's a fucking joke when you say shit, and they just don't get it, because maybe you guys are lucky you haven't had to lose a friend due to an accident like that. You know, somebody you were close to. Yeah, maybe you're lucky, but you know.
No, shoot, yeah, it's no, and I've known you for years now, since before the pandemic, and I could tell you people that are new to his channel, like you've been through some real shit in your life before this fucking gig work. Like, so you're speaking from experience. From experience out there. It's not an act.
So, yeah, it's not like I make the stories up. Like I said, I have the proof. You can look it up. It was here on Las Vegas. It was in the newspapers. You can look it up on the news channel. So it's not like I make this shit up to like scare people. Or no, I'm telling you the fucking truth. I'm not gonna try to make up stories to scare people. I'm just letting you know this is what really happens. And this is the reason. And this is the reason why I take shit so serious, is because I've seen what happens when people don't take it serious and when things go the wrong way. I've seen that, you know.
No, I'm losing friends on this. I mean, YouTube is life. It's not. It's more than reality TV. It's super reality. I've one of my favorite drivers that I was fortunate to get to know towards the end of her life was Mandy Martinez, Driver Lady Pro. Awesome channel. Yeah. And she fought for drivers. Like, she was making videos about like advice and stuff like that, and spreading awareness, like up until like a couple weeks before she fucking died of cancer. She would bring her oxygen tank to like events to give some talks to drivers. And
she was one of the originals that started all that shit.
Yeah.
You know? So
it's, like YouTube, that's maybe that's why it's so addicting, is like, you follow these channels more than just like a hit TV show. It's like like following a real person out there. So
and that's what pisses me off, is when people look at me like, what is this guy? What does he know? What is he? I know a lot. Trust me. I've been stabbed in my life, so I know what it feels like to have a knife go inside you. Yeah. I know what that feels like. I've been to jail more than once, so I know the consequences of punching somebody's car, even though it was to help keep me and a customer from crashing and possibly both getting hurt. I know what it's like to go to jail over something that you think is right. Yeah. So so a lot of people, you can talk all the bullshit you want on YouTube about how bad the apps are and what the apps should do for me, but yet I don't see none of these motherfuckers coming on here talking about what they have done for them fucking selves. I don't. You guys have seen from day one when I started my rideshare channel, from doing the rideshare to being fucking homeless, to being back to where I am now, where I have a roof over my head. Like Joe says, if something happens, I have the money to take care of that problem. I lost my job over some assholes on YouTube, cost me my job. Luckily, I have the subscriber base that did help me. But if I didn't do what I did to fight back to where I was, that wouldn't even have helped me at 100%. So, I have money put aside. I put money aside. I do those things because I know what life is. And more people need to look at it that way instead of relying on a fucking app to do it all for you. How about I put a challenge to everybody out here? If you got a channel, tell us what you do for yourselves. Instead of making a video about how bad the apps are and what the apps need to do for you, Tell us what you've done for yourself to solve the problem. Without speaking about the app. Tell us what you've done to help yourself out of the situation that you're currently in because you rely on the apps too much. That would be a great video for everybody. That would be a great challenge. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets on fucking Pedro. Pedro this, Pedro that. Pedro earned what the fuck Pedro gets. Yeah. So I'm so sick of hearing that. Oh, Pedro did. No, Pedro's earned it. Okay. Pedro went out there, he did what he did to get to where Pedro's at. And if that hurts people's fucking feelings, whether you like Pedro or hate Pedro, you got to respect the man's fucking hustle. Just like you guys go out and hustle and brag about your $300 a day, he has the right to brag about, I went from just a standard DoorDash driver to where I'm sponsored. I only have to do fucking DoorDash twice a week, and I'm still making the money to support my family, buy a house. So
yeah, and kudos, I mean, definitely credit to Pedro. He one of the few drivers ever that like to put the effort and his time and money into organizing an actual like physical event with that GigCon thing. So that was time and money like that he put into that.
Exactly. You know. Yeah, and to see the constant hate over what he's done and where he's currently at, and to say, oh, he's just a shill, he's just this. I can guarantee you, every person in there that's calling him a shill, if DoorDash came to you and said, "Hey, I'll give you $2,000 to make a good video about us," they'll be the first ones. They'll be the first ones making a video. So whether he gets paid by the apps or not, I don't give a fuck. That's not my concern. My concern is he went from this to this, and the only people that continually bitch are the people that want to stay here or down here.
I swear to God, there is such a fucking cult mentality with YouTube and all the social media. Mm-hmm. It's like people get so addicted to these channels that they become this followers that like their whole lives like, okay, maybe should I sign up for these companies? Well, does this person say it's okay? Like you got to make up your own mind, people. There.
Yeah, and that's simple as the fucking research, Joe. Just research it. Is it something you want to do? Same with the whole safety thing when I said about do some research. Get on your local police department and look at the area of your fucking town and see what's up. See what's up. See what areas that you wouldn't feel safe in. Yeah. If you've lived there long enough, you should already know those areas anyways. Yeah. You know, so.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right about the pride thing too. There is no shame in creating something for yourself, and whether that's earning like, you know, $10 an hour, like flipping burgers at McDonald's, like you're still doing it yourself, or you're, you know, doing gig work or something. It's like, you know, because there's always going to be people that are going to be like, hey, I'd love to make $10 an hour. I'm not making shit and I'm starving to death. It's like, so, you know, wherever you are in life, like that can be, there's always steps below that, like worse. It's a step above something else that could be.
Exactly. Yeah. And what did you say? Yep. Let me look at Yep's comment. Roy, tasers are illegal in Michigan. Knife in the pocket can also cause issues with cops. If on a person while driving, handgun is not exactly the best option in ways either. What is the next best option? The next best option, it depending. If you're talking about food delivery, situational awareness is number one. Yeah. Know exactly where the fuck you're at. And know where your
jacket. I always wear a high visibility jacket because I don't want to surprise anybody when I'm walking up to their house.
Yeah, exactly. So situation awareness is number one. Just look at your surroundings. Something as simple as that. If you pull up to a house and it's jet black, it's got fucking bushes everywhere, you can't even see the front door, is it worth it? How about this? Instead of walking up there and taking the risk of getting stabbed, possibly by somebody in the bush, call the customer. Say, hey, your house is extremely dark. I can't see your door because of all your bushes. Can you come out to the sidewalk and meet me for your food? Simple thing is something as simple as that.
I've seen enough ADT commercials that never ends well. Just walking up to a random house without.
Exactly. So that's one of your options is situational awareness. If you see a house that looks unsafe, call your customer. Say, hey, come meet me out at the sidewalk to get your food. Your house is dark. I can't see anything.
I don't care. It doesn't matter if it's Snoop Dogg that ordered the order too. So if you feel in danger, like it's like you got to do something about it.
Yeah,
that happened, by the way.
Yeah, and guess what? Yeah, exactly. And then it leads to point number 2, situational awareness. If it doesn't look good, it ain't good. Drive the fuck away, bro. Drive away.
Yeah.
Call customer support. Say, hey, I pulled up to this house. It's scary as fuck looking. I don't feel safe to go there. Guess what they're gonna say? Okay, we'll just cancel the order and move about your way. One, you got yourself free food, so if you're hungry.
Yeah.
And two, you saved yourself from once again possibly being fucking stabbed.
The
Number
job is
three,
not worth it.
exactly. Number three, if you know, like I said, do some research. Yep, look on the thing. What areas are really bad neighborhoods? There you go. Now, do I want to take this $5 McDonald's to the carjack capital of the city? No. So don't go there. It's all simple shit. You don't need a weapon. Second, and then I'll say fourth of all, we were just talking about it. Physical fitness, bro. Be able to run. If you have to run. If you have to physically fight somebody off of you, at least you have some ability to fight them off, push them off, kick them in their nutsack, do whatever, and fight them off and run away. Those are all perfectly good options if you can't shank or tase or shoot somebody, you know. And technically, I'll be honest with you guys, shooting somebody, that weighing on your conscience, yeah, you might have saved your life, and you can say, hey, I saved my life, but it's still going to weigh on your conscience that you had to take a life. So, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Get some flashbangs. Those are actually technically illegal. They do make some legal ones. You can get some legal ones at the airsoft store because they have airsoft BBs in them and they're used for like airsoft and shit. You might be able to take that with you and throw that motherfucker at somebody and the air BBs hit them. I don't know. That's kind of corny.
It's true.
But
we can't even use like sparklers on the 4th of July out here. So we're like everything's illegal. Yeah. California.
Yeah, but those are perfectly good options. Just knowing your surroundings that's number one. Even if you have a gun or knife or taser, still knowing your surroundings is the number one thing you should know about. So
I still want to make that movie with you, Roy, where we freeze you and then we unfreeze you like 40 years, and it's like the Demolition Man future where you can't swear. You're always getting ticketed for saying fuck.
Right.
Like, oh, you can't smoke.
and yep, if that's the case, if your state doesn't want to let you protect yourself illegally or legally, then you need to jump on the bandwagon and start something to change the laws in your fucking city.
Right.
You know, that's what it's going to take.
Yeah.
You know, or move the fuck away from that city to something more personal friendly. You know what I'm saying?
So. No, yeah. I mean, don't fix Uber, fix yourself. If you,
once again,
there's three things. There's a scenario here. Listen in, get in here, people. So let's say, in a magical world, you decide to like say, all right, and then excluding like Roy's addiction to tobacco here. So I recognize that, but let's say that you believe strongly that cigarettes are bad. And that they're illegal, or they should be illegal. They should be outlawed because it's all the people that it's killing over the years. It's like everything. So what are you going to do? You're going to go down to the tobacco companies and you're going to say, hey, you got to stop selling this, or at least change the formula so it's healthy or something like that. Tobacco companies are going to be like, well, we don't have to, and we're making billions of dollars, so fuck off. All right, that door is closed. So then what are you going to do? You're going to go to the people that are selling the cigarettes, and maybe you can have some like words with them, and you can get them to stop selling the cigarettes and change to help society and everything. And then all of those like those liquor stores and cigarette vending machine companies, it's like they're going to be like, well, it's legal and we're making money, we don't have to do it. Credit to CVS though, a couple years ago they did decide to stop selling cigarettes because they felt it conflicted with their brand of selling.
And Walmart did the same thing.
Walmart did the same thing. And so okay, you strike out at the corporate level, trying to change the system. You strike out at the distributor level. So then what are you going to do? You're going to go to the people that actually smoke the cigarettes. You can try and get them to stop smoking. Good luck with that. But I guarantee that's not going to work for the majority of it. Everybody's going to have to make that decision for themselves. So then you say like, all right, let's go to the fucking federal government and get them to just outlaw everything. We'll make a proposition or an assembly bill, and then we'll just force everybody to stop smoking. Guess who you and a couple of people, you get together or something like, you might get an assembly bill on the ballot or something like that. Say it goes through magically or something like that. all these companies have to do is write a check for $250 million, and they get a proposition to overturn that. So, or you went through all of that trying to change the system because of how horrible it is and how horrible, the surroundings and what it's treated you and what it's done to you as a smoker. Let's say, and by the way, you started like you're one of those smokers. You're addicted to this habit. Do you go through all that work to try and change the system, or do you try and change? You just say to yourself, "I'm going to do whatever it takes for me to stop smoking." You replace cigarettes with gig work. If gig work's not working, we've gone to the companies. We've tried to get them to listen. We've gone to the drivers and try to organize them to listen. We've gone to the passengers, the customers, and try to get them to listen, like tip your drivers, pay drivers fair, stop exploiting labor. Then we went to the government to get like propositions and assembly bills to regulate this stuff. Every time we've struck out on this stuff, the game is still these companies exploit labor, and it's the risk is, good luck not getting stabbed on this stuff.
Yeah.
Or do we, as individuals, we say enough is enough, and I'm going to go put out 10 applications to some other job out there where I'm in an air conditioned, controlled environment, and I have health care, and they pay me for overtime, and there's workers' compensation. I'm building a resume, and I have contacts and stuff and work experience. I'm going to do all that for myself. Or it's like that's the answer, people.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to put down gig work as it is. It's gig work. If it works and you accept the risks, you make the most of it. Yeah. But that's your choice. And when something bad happens, it's like it's on you. It's not the company. It's like you decided to take that trip to that area, that neighborhood. Now, granted, Uber, DoorDash, like all these companies, they're not going to warn you. There's no pop-ups that's like, oh, hey, there's a 70% chance you're going to get stabbed in this neighborhood. Like they're not going to, it would help if they like gave us some kind of crime statistics on every ride or a fucking Yelp review for every passenger. But all we have to work on is a fucking star rating. So,
and that goes for the gig too. There are just individuals that do gig work that no matter what you tell them, no matter how bad it is, they're going to fuck themselves.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, you are your best friend.
That's right.
And if you do everything you can to make yourself the greatest Joe, the greatest Flex, the greatest Roy, the greatest as long as you do that and your family's doing well, you're eating well, you have a roof over your head, at the end of the day, that matters. At some point, I know it sounds fucked up, but sometimes you got to go after number one first.
Yeah.
Think of number one first, and quit relying on the government, quit relying on the apps to help you to help yourself, because it's never going to happen. So.
Amen.
What's up, Flexer?
Flex Files.
You're muted. Can't hear you.
I know. I was about to start fucking sending myself off into the clouds.
Okay. You already look hella high, bro, or you're hella tired after last night.
Oh, I just felt something hit my head, bro.
Oh, no shit. But yeah,
You ever get those short pains sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes. Well, I do have high blood pressure too, so sometimes that's the thing with my high blood pressure, man. If I start feeling headaches, then I'm like, the blood pressure's off. So, like last night, I had to take some aspirin, man, because the dome was starting to hurt after all that shit last night. What's up, my man? You're back.
Bobby's back.
And it's a little muggy in my room too. Let
me add this too, right? So, because I know some people might get upset when I say this, but whatever. So, as much as I would love, well, because dude, like at this point, I have to throw a disclaimer out every time I speak now,
like a warning label.
Yeah. Anyway. So, the reality is that as much as I would love for these apps to do things that would maybe expedite the process of completing orders a little bit better, as far as expecting them to actually do anything, that's absurd. And honestly, it's not even their responsibility. If you want someone to take care of you, go get a W-2. That's the purpose of not being at a W-2. You can't have it both ways. You can't say on one end, I want to be independent and do things my way, but then I want the company to do it for me, and that contradicts itself. And it's absurd to me when I hear, "Oh, they should give us health insurance." They know the fuck they shouldn't.
Yeah.
They should provide you an opportunity, and you either take it or you don't.
That's
Point
true.
blank, simple.
And that's the same with the whole safety aspect. What can the app do? Your phone isn't going to turn into a transformer and start shooting the fucking bad guys. No, it's up to you. They can only do so much. And it's funny is everything the apps, and that's even funnier thing too. No matter what the apps have done to try to help people more, whether you guys look at it as they're trying to help people more or not, they have done things to try to help drivers. Drivers just shit on it. They don't give a fuck. So because it didn't, it might have helped this group. It might have helped Group A. They're happy because hey, I got a safety button. Now I can somewhat feel safer. And then you got B that got the safety thing. Well, they're not doing enough. They're just not doing enough. They're never happy with no matter what the fucking app does for them.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, if I was the CEO of DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, I'd be like, I'm making my money. Nothing I have done for you has been appreciated. You're still whining, bitch, and you still want us to do more. There, I'll do nothing, and we'll still make the same amount of money, whether I do it for you or not. And that's the mindset people are. That's the mindset. I'm sure at this point, that's the mindset of these companies.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? We've tried. It's never enough. Fuck them. We're gonna go public. We're gonna make sure our investors get their money back. And if they don't like it, they could either work themselves into the fucking shopping cart on the street,
Why is it?
or
Why is it always?
they can.
Why is it always? Why is it always company? Like when people say, "Oh, they gave me this order. They gave me that order." How about the customer placed this order? The customer didn't place this order. When is the next customer going to place this $30 order?
Well,
It's not.
yeah. That's the
Yeah,
Okay,
but
but Flex, this is. Let me interject here because me and you have had this battle numerous times. I get what you're saying. I don't argue with you that the customer is the one that gives you a big bunch of money with a tip. That's fine. But the reality is that if the app is not there to provide customers to us, then none of that matters if somebody wants to give you $100 because they won't be there. So
but what Flex is coming from, he's saying everybody wants to blame the app for their unhappiness. Like Dino, he blames the app for everything because he's not a happy DoorDash driver. That's where Flex is coming from. Why do we always blame the app for our unhappiness when we have the ability to change our unhappiness ourselves?
I can answer that.
That's what Flex is coming from.
I can answer that. It's very simple, easy target, right? Just like and this is how I feel. I feel a lot of times, and yes, some of this is because I tend to say some stupid shit, but a lot of times, especially on the lounge, a lot of people come at me because they feel like I'm an easy target, and then when I respond, they play victim. So it's like, it's kind of, and that's the same way. And if since we're talking about Dino, if he's listening, and this is not to bust up on him, but that's kind of a good point. Is that and I think last night is a perfect example of what happens when you have a lot of frustration. And I'm not trying to pretend like I know what Dino has going on in his life. That's his business, but it's obvious based on the explosion he had last night that he's been aggravated for a while, and maybe it's something personal or whatever. But it's easy to say, oh, this is the company's fault, when the reality is that there's usually something deeper than that. And
was
that
he
happens with me.
was he gonna be as aggravated if that person didn't have that kind of subscriber base?
I don't know if that matters. I think what matters to Dino is he felt like,
What
I
if
think
some regular fucking asshole just commented in this comment? You know what I mean?
well,
Like,
Flex, I'm not going to
would
speak
that
for
matter?
him.
No, I think it only matters because the guy has fucking 30,000 subs,
Okay,
right?
the problem is when you say something like that is that you're automatically assuming that you know what Dino's thinking. So
What
I
she
don't
said
know.
was,
Do I think
I
that
like your
it's
videos, and
that a
the one I
possibility?
comment negative, you gave me shit, and he like took that so fucking like to the heart.
Well,
He was holding a grudge for so long and couldn't wait to speak to him.
yeah. Plus, Bobby, we can almost predict what the way Dino is thinking because he does it on video every day, or whenever he does a video, he does it. like I said, remember I said that Dino thinks that he has no responsibility. It's all the merchant or all DoorDash. And what does he do? He comes out with a video today trying to put me on blast, talking about, oh, the customers
You
aren't
don't drop
ours.
the video?
You know what I'm saying? So
You don't
we
drop
already
the
know how
video?
he thinks. He's shown us what he thinks. He thinks he doesn't have to do fucking anything. It's either the merchant or DoorDash has to do it all. I don't do nothing but sit in my car and deliver the food. I have nothing else to do.
I mean,
That's his fucking
UPS and
mindset.
FedEx do that.
That's his
You just
mindset.
go around and deliver packages. Just drop them off.
Yeah, that's his fucking mindset.
And
Because
you don't have to talk to the customers.
everybody other than the lazy fucktards know that the minute you accept that order, that's your customer. Everybody that has ever done a customer service job, for somebody that spent 20 years in customer service working at fucking delivery jobs, and he has
I
that
thought it was
fucking
funny.
mindset.
He tried to ask his buddy Torp about that one. Torp was like,
Like, get the
"Yeah,
fuck,
that's my customer. I
yeah,
accepted it."
exactly. So once again, he wants to put me on blast, and of course, you're gonna get the fucking dum dums in his chat or in his comment section that say, "Oh, we believe you, Dino." You know why? Because they have the same fucked up lazy person mindset as
No,
Dino has.
YouTube is a fucking echo chamber. Like, I mean, it's you watch someone long enough, it's like you're gonna see like 90% of the people will agree with everything the fucking person says. Or well, also there's people that watch channels because they hate them too, which I can't understand. But if you don't like the channel,
I lost my job. I lost my job, Joe, because a couple people hated me
fucking
in
trolls.
YouTube. So it is what it is. And as you can see, my name is brought up. I can look, like I said, I was telling these guys, I can look in my fucking. I wake up in the morning and I can see Roy's been mentioned in 5 videos. Roy's mentioned here.
You know what I'm
Roy's
saying?
mentioned here.
It all leans down to this fucking wig wearing fucking bastard, man.
Yeah, but let's not even see. That's the thing.
Bro,
Let's not
I
even
mean,
give
the
him attention.
thing is, Roy. Remember, you went and you was backing him up, like to the point to where like you was convinced that's the way this motherfucker talks.
Okay, first of all, backing somebody up and just seeing their point of view and where they're coming from, that's what I saw, so that's what I was defending. Now, the way you saw it was totally something different. It is what it is.
This whole
We can
time,
agree
this
that
guy was this whole time guy's putting on a fucking disguise and
well, that's fine. And he's shown his
bullshit and trying to stir shit up.
And he's shown his true colors because when he came out and lied about me saying I did this on my channel, I did that on my channel, and I proved him wrong, but yet he still continues to put that stuff out there and say it, and people will still agree with them. That just shows you how fucking retarded and fucking sheepish people are. That the man's been proven wrong. He's been shown to be proven wrong, and yet you still got these so-called experts, professionals, know-it-alls will still agree with him knowing that he's wrong. So
cherry picking.
What's up, y'all? Hey, listen, I can't talk because
First of all, Cherry, the subject of the live stream was safety. Do you have any recommendations on how we can, before we go into any other crazy shit, safety for any drivers?
Wow,
can you give us something?
I have said this
for us, bro, that we don't
I have said multiple times on multiple lives that a friend of mine's stepfather, they weren't legally married, but the boyfriend of the mother, when I was probably in my 20s, out of the goodness of his heart, saw some kids at a laundromat at 2:30 in the morning and decided to pick him up. Real cab, not Uber. It was a setup. They blew his head off for $40. That's one of the reasons I will never do gig work. So that's what I have to say. I will not do Uber. I will do Uber Eats. And that's the reason why. And when you have your head turned to anybody in a vehicle, you are at risk. I have no way to tell you how not to get hurt other than just be aware and protect yourself.
Yeah. Okay, good. Now you can go back to whatever you're going to say.
Alex, all right, I just went to my condo. I'm not going to stay on here long because it's noisy, but I just want to, breaking news. Obviously, 2 weeks ago, my condo got hit by lightning. I came back an hour ago, and I'm not going to see if y'all can see it. I just showed my face. See that palm tree in front of my condo? It got hit by lightning the other day while I was gone. Separate issue.
That's condo safety.
So what do I need to do? Obviously, God is hunting Cherry.
That's oh man, we can make a fun video with that. We could.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Joe, dude, it's unbelievable. I mean, I came home and I'm asking my neighbor what happened to the freaking palm tree. She's like, I don't know. I was like, it looks like it's on fire. Well, who would light my palm tree on fire? God.
I think it was DoorDash. I think it was DoorDash.
Yeah.
I blame DoorDash. Somehow they had to do it. Tony
They found out you weren't taking 275, so they shut your house down with some lights.
Yeah, dude, I didn't know God would be so pissed about the glitch. I mean, wow, sorry.
I'll teach you not to read the new terms of service.
Wow. I mean, wow. I'm sitting here saying I don't believe in traditional God. I believe in the Tao. I believe in Buddha. Well, maybe they're telling me something.
Alex.
But anyways, I got no drama for y'all. I just thought it was funny that I came home and I have a new lightning strike in my courtyard. So.
Alex in the house. Welcome, Alex.
But that's it. I'm listening. I need to get out of here before I die of smoke exhaustion.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this one thing before you leave. At least now you know. At least now you know not to where not to stand when you're standing outside and there's lightning, because you know that spot.
Dude, this spot here is in front of my house, and like I said, it was the opposite side of my building. Even though it's a small building, it's the closest. I have my designated parking spot is closest, so who knows, man.
All right, cool.
All right, y'all. Y'all enjoy. I will hang up and listen to this wonderful show with these beautiful human beings on it. See, no drama.
Take care, Chair.
See you.
Yeah, we don't bring drama to my channel. Boy, I'll slap the shit out of somebody.
My background looks like fucking Blue's Clues.
Yeah.
It's like, this is a safe space here.
So that's a way to stay safe. Don't come in my channel starting drama, or I'll slap you. And that is safe. What's up, Necro? What you doing, man?
Man, I'm looking here on that.
You're looking at what?
I'm looking at that. I'm getting like a weird offer, like 2 Walgreens Pharmacy, 1 Petco, and like 3 orders from Dick's at the same.
Yeah. But Flex last night, since we kind of brought him up, it just goes to show you, bro, how backstabbing people are and how two-faced motherfuckers are, bro. Because everybody that's been, and sorry if you guys don't like it, but everybody that's talked shit about that guy and has agreed with Flex, has agreed with me about that fucking guy in our live streams and Flex's live streams. When I saw you over there last night laughing, oh, he's this, he's that, you just showed your true fucking colors, how two-faced some of you fucking people are. So that's what it proved to me last night, Flex. I don't know what it proved to you, but that's what it proved to me. So, and if people know this guy's background, which his background's been put out there, you know what kind of shit human being he's been in the past. Let me tell you something. Tigers don't change their stripes. So, and he's already proven that by coming on YouTube, his fucked up stripes, and then people still want to go over there and clap and think he's this great fucking human being because he said some funny stuff. That just shows you how you can't fix dumb. That's what that means.
Yeah, you can't fix. That's a bumper sticker.
Yeah, right. So that's what I learned from it, Flex. I don't know what you learned from it, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to keep giving it.
I'm just keeping my mouth quiet. I don't want to hurt people's feelings.
Well, nobody wins those feuds. That's for sure. Like, they'll go on forever.
I could say it. I could say a lot of things. I just don't want to hurt people's feelings.
Yeah. Well, I don't care if I hurt your fucking feelings. So if I hurt anybody's feelings, suck it up. I don't give a fuck. I talk about what
I'm not
I fucking
blind.
see.
I could see things. I could read the chat. I was in there.
Yeah, it was Torque we're talking about, and but yeah, and like I said, all these people that were in the chat last night are the same people that saw me prove him wrong on Reese's channel because they were all there because we were fighting. They saw me prove him wrong, but yet they're still willing to go on his channel and say shit about me, and knowing that what he's saying about me is wrong and still agree with him. That's what's fucking sad. So I see the two-faced. I want to play both sides of the fence bullshit.
That's another great thing about Roy. I think he's never afraid to stand up to confront, to debate somebody out there. So
because 99% of the time, Joe, I have the proof.
That's right.
So I'm not going to tell you. Like I said, I just broke down while our safety thing about a friend that I worked with for over a year that died. And there's proof. So So it is what it is, man. If he wants to continue his berating of me, you, whoever, and the same goes with Reese and everybody else, they want to keep berating, go ahead. Trust me, I've had over 28, upwards of 35 people in this chat the whole time for the last 2 hours. You're not hurting me. You're just making yourself look dumb.
Yeah.
That's all they're doing. So,
but speaking of bad decisions, or this show, like with the gig safety, with the gig driver safety, bad decisions. As many of like drivers that make bad decisions or have misconceptions about this work, I think that there's the average customer has even less of a understanding of what this work is about. I think my average passenger, they still think we're on like some kind of like, are you an employee or didn't that thing pass? Like, it's like, it's like, no, like they think that all drivers are, like that they're, they think the background checks are really thorough. They think we're all fingerprinted. They think our cars are like checked out by a dealership every fucking month. It's like, no, that's, yeah. I mean, I'd say the average Uber passenger is dumber than the average Uber driver, and I include myself in that category of dumb Uber drivers. I have made some bad decisions of vehicles I bought over the years, thinking that like, oh yeah, I'll make a bunch of more money with this vehicle, like, so I'll spend $20,000 on it.
And who said that? Jonathan K. He did not do the real lounge. First of all, it took him like 10 minutes just to get his sound right, so he didn't do the real lounge, bro. He didn't have nobody. He didn't have nobody out there. He didn't have nobody out there.
Fake? What is the fake lounge? What is the real lounge? What the fuck is that even supposed to mean?
Yeah. God bless the lounge. That I've had some late nights with that on that lounge.
It shows you that you know what that shows? What it means? He's a wannabe. That's what it means. He's a wannabe.
Yeah, it shows he's trying to get clout off of what some Flex has built, which is the lounge. So that's why he's using that name, to get the clout. That's all he's doing. So, and I really don't even want to speak about him because he's rubbed me wrong from day one, and everything that I have said about him is because of the way he rubbed me wrong when I did nothing to that man. He rubbed me wrong, and he continues to do it by saying the shit that he says. Once again, he tries to talk about my gig work experience, but yet he's done 25% of what I've done in the gig world. So who the fuck are you to say anything about me? So that guy, to me, he doesn't deserve any more attention. If you all in the chat and in Flex's chat, you guys want to go over there and support him, feel free. I don't give a fuck, but I don't want to give him any more attention because to me, he's proved he's not worth it.
No, I mean, I think that's the best thing is you just ignore it, and again, like, nobody wins these feuds. YouTube doesn't fix anybody; it just gives them a spotlight. So if they were assholes before, they're going to be bigger assholes when they have a camera on them. So it's like, that's another thing.
Exactly.
And not everybody.
Well, the thing is, we seen his old videos. People provided his old videos to us and showed them what he used to do, what kind of douchebaggery shit he's done.
Yeah,
and he's gotten people fired from work and stuff.
So like I said,
but apparently that doesn't matter. I guess.
Well, of course not. Of course not. That goes to show who has real loyalty. The real loyalty was the people that were in your chat, not the ones in his. And the people that were bouncing back and forth because they got multiple phones. That even proves more of a two-faced behavior, that you're over there and here trying to watch who's got the best drama between the two live streams. That just shows you corny shit. That shows how corny you are. I left the room because I had fucking shit to do. So that's why I wasn't in neither of the room. I wasn't going over there to see, except for the beginning, because I wanted to see I've been on YouTube 16 years. I know it all about YouTube. And yet he couldn't even start a live stream like a normal human being could. So that proved my point a long time ago. So it's okay. Let him say what he wants about me. Like I said, 4,000 miles away, you can say whatever the fuck you want about me. When you're standing in front of me, if you can say it to my fucking face and then we're cool. Say it to my face. But you can say whatever you want 4,000 miles away. But when the time comes, because guess what? The world ain't that big. If you're in front of my face, then it's going to be a different story. And I'll just keep it at that. It's not a threat. I'm just letting people know that if you want to talk like that about me 4,000 miles away, when you come here, because this is one of the biggest vacation spots, look me up. I'm not hard to find.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind going
to the cave, yo. We'll set it up at the cave. Ladder match.
I'd love to make. I've got to make. I've been planning on making a trip to Vegas for you.
Man, if you come down here, bro, that would be a bomb ass live.
That'd be
stream,
awesome.
Bro. You gotta come down here.
If I'm coming down, I wanna go to one of those mine shafts.
Oh,
not a problem. Not a problem. I'll take.
I want to explore.
Oh, by the way,
I never been to one of those things, so I would love to explore.
By the way, since I was telling everybody about my $90 fucking backpack, there it is. There it is. Yeah, $90 backpack. But yeah, that's gonna be my new hiking backpack for
on the ground.
Yeah, dude, you love it in there, bro. And you're small enough. You could probably climb down the ladders and stuff, and you could really get in there and do some fucking crazy shit. I'll make sure. I don't
want to go by myself.
Well, you ain't gonna go by yourself.
I'd be scared a fucking lizard would snatch me.
Nah, you won't be by yourself because I got my little friend. He'd go with you because you don't want to go down there by yourself. So he would go with you. So
no,
Roy's the Scorpion King, by the way. Yeah. People in the chat. That's he knows how to handle the deadliest species.
Flashbangs first.
Thanks, Cherry. I appreciate you. Yeah, right.
Hey, we got always cherry pick.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, cherry pick. Thanks for the $1, man. Appreciate you. But yeah, we'll just go. We'll go get some of those airsoft BB ones. We'll throw them down there. So hopefully the BBs take out any scary ass lizards or something. But it would be some funny shit because sometimes that's when you accidentally run across shit. Like one time, me and my friend, we were out just road hunting. Sometimes you just do road hunting and where you look for the animals that are crossing the road, geckos, snakes, or whatever. We saw this lizard that we wanted to catch. I don't know why it's just I think a standard spiny lizard. We went running out into the desert, bro, and we lost him in some bushes. And I looked down and no fucking shit, bro. There's a rattlesnake curled up right in front of the fucking bush by my foot.
Jeez.
I didn't even know he was there. So it's like, and then one time, me and my friend were hiking. We're going through the hike. He puts his hand in a kind of a crevice to hold his spot, and there's a fucking bat sitting right above his fucking hand. So that's like when you catch some of the craziest shit is by accident. You just come across shit and be like, "What the fuck? What the fuck was that?" You know?
Can you catch these? Do people catch these critters and then sell them? Is there a market for that?
Actually, you can. You can do like you can only sell indigenous animals. Huh. Like I can catch rattlesnakes and I can sell them, but I can't buy rattlesnakes from a different state. Oh. It's fucking retarded, bro. Because when it comes to animal conservation, you're supposed to conserve your animals, right? But you can't have any other animals from other states. You can only have yours. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. That means people are going out and stealing your natural animals instead of allowing them to have a natural animal from another place. That is dumb. That is dumb to me. I'll give you a perfect example, bro. I can't keep, let's say, a puff adder, for example, a 4-foot puff adder. I can't have that as a pet. But if I have the right setup, bro, or I have the ability, I can keep a rhinoceros in my backyard. Does that make fucking sense? I can't keep a 4-foot snake, but I can have a rhinoceros in my backyard, or even worse. And I've actually went and done the research and looked at their animal list. I could have a killer whale in my backyard, bro. I could have Shamu swimming in my backyard, but I can't have
something that's poisonous to where you could extract the poison and possibly sell it to people, and these motherfuckers go on.
Sure. I can.
That's probably what it is.
I can have a platypus.
Or if you accidentally lose the fucking thing, it's going around and biting people.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I can have a platypus. They're poisonous.
Shout out to Yup for the $2, the $1.99 there. Got another donation for the Roy.
Oh, do we? Oh, shit.
Poisonous? I didn't know that.
Yep.
Those fucking things with a fucking beak they're poisonous?
Yeah, a platypus is poisonous. If you look on the back of their flippers, they got this big-ass spike that's venomous on the spike.
Yup says, just want to one-up Cherry. Also, Torp's wife.
Oh, no shit.
Yep. Yeah, right on their back of their flippers, In the back, they have this big ass fucking spike that sticks out on both sides. And yeah, just squeeze it and the venom comes out of the spike. So they can stab you with that and inject you with venom. Yeah. But I can keep, but I said, when you said the poisonous thing, they sell the poison, so on and so forth. I can get a scorpion that could kill you within 20 minutes. I can keep that scorpion as a pet and it could kill you within 20 minutes. But I can't have a poisonous rattlesnake from another state.
We got some serious donations here.
Damn, Craig, you're the shit. Thank you very much. God damn. Thank you, Cherry. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Cherry, too. Damn, Craig. I got to put that on the big screen.
I win. We can have Torp's wife, though.
All right. Okay, no talking about the wives, man. Come on. But yeah, it's corny shit like that. It's just corny laws like that doesn't make sense.
Relay the message, Roy. Tell them to let her know to cover her panties next time, you know?
oh yeah. That's not called for. Yeah, you don't need to put her on there showing her coochie. Shit, come on.
I mean, he did it. He decided to put it out there.
If that's how he respects his woman, to let her show her fucking coochie on, that's
with a
up to
big giant microphone.
Roy, we got to make a video.
Are you guys jealous? Are you guys jealous right now?
No.
Yeah, dude, we're jealous of the big giant microphone.
No, I'm not jealous.
We got to get Roy to give like a behavior class or something.
Yeah, I'm not jealous. Man,
Roy's the new health teacher here.
Bro, like I said,
singing into the sledgehammer.
Yeah. Hey, Necro, she does not impress me all that much, bro. If you want, but does Bobby have your phone number? Does Bobby have your phone number? Does Necro? Does Bobby have your phone number? Tell Bobby he has permission to show you my ex-girlfriend, and tell me if I would be jealous of her. Because I think I sent Flex those pictures too. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, I know.
I
I believe you. I'm just fucking with you.
Oh no, I know. I'm just saying. I'm not jealous. That's another thing. Yeah, Roy's not jealous. Roy's not jealous of nobody. What?
Okay.
Roy's not jealous of nobody. So that's another misconception in the gig. That's another misconception in the gig world. Is Roy's jealous of people? Yeah. Like, please. Roy's done plenty in his 51-year-old life. He's
jealous because he's been drinking expired dew, man. That's it.
No. I check him every time I buy him too.
Look, it's not.
I gotta say, as an Uber driver, I'm jealous of Roy because it's like the experiences that he's had and it's shared about like certain strippers late at night in the back seat. Like, when's that going to happen? When's my time?
Yeah,
it's my time.
I need to get back into rideshare. But no, these don't expire till November.
Roy's taxi confessions.
I know.
All right. That you'd see a lot of blurred action in those, dude. There was some crazy shit.
Roy's
that's some crazy stuff. Like I said, you get tipped in very interesting ways sometimes.
When I said I got tipped in cocaine, I think the guy just left his cocaine in my back seat, so I don't think it was deliberate, but I counted as a tip.
Yeah, could you imagine getting that fucking email from Uber? The customer left something in your back seat, wiped out. Like, the fuck?
The customer left a bag of cocaine in your back seat. Check your back seat.
You'll get that email or that phone call. Yeah, the customer says they left something in the car.
Please text him at this.
Yeah, exactly. Try to make sure you reach out to them. Let us know when you make the transfer, and we'll give you $15 finder fee.
Shit. Oh shit!
And most of the time, they don't even give you the $15 finder fee. They don't even give.
You're going, man, but this bag is worth $100. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I would give $100 finder's fee just to find the $15 finder fee.
Yeah, right. Yeah, could you imagine? You're talking to the Uber Sport. Excuse me, I could sell this gram for at least $150. So I gotta get at least $150.
Right now on fucking eBay, bro. You're talking with the support agent, bro.
Exactly.
You ever have those passengers where like halfway through the ride you stop and you think, I want to renegotiate my rates?
Yeah, right.
how badly do you really want to make that flight? So
yeah, I was gonna ask the same thing, Hector. You got to go. How do you know it was cocaine, bro? Did you like? Oh shit!
no, that's yeah. I've seen enough Miami Vice. I grew up in the 80s.
I can see you right now. Got that long ass pinky fucking nail.
Bolivian shale.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
a good bit.
Some booger sugar.
Yeah, right. Joe sitting in his front seat going, rubbing his gums and shit. Like, yeah, that's a good.
It literally looked like a prop from a movie or something like that. It was in an Altoid tin and it had a rolled up $5 bill next to it. So a little baggy. But
yeah, Joe picking up his next customer. Excuse me, do you have $1 bill? He'd be rolling that bitch up like, all right, let's go for a ride.
Oh my god, I had a sketch like back in the day. Where's my rolled up 20? I had a character that I used to do called there it is. It's called 80s Uber driver, and so you get a rolled up like dollar bill, and then you start. Well, I start the video with just doing a line. And then I say like, all right, if you're thinking about taking an Uber pool, and I start doing fucking Uber like tutorials out of that. So
no shit.
I was thinking like, oh, okay, that's fair use.
Yeah, right.
I know my mic was off. I know.
Okay. Yeah, he don't want us to hear which porn movie he's picking.
Oh,
he's like,
gosh, two girls, one Uber pool.
Talking about me?
Yeah.
Have you seen that video?
No, it's in my bong.
Oh, I was gonna say the way you were looking off to the side, and maybe you had like.
Oh
no! I want to see what kind of deals they got at the dispensary.
Thought maybe you were watching two girls in Paris. So maybe
I mean, if you want, I could turn something on, but might give you some unwanted.
No, we don't need to hear that.
Oh, the DoorDash version.
Two
girls, one stacked order.
Yeah, right.
That's like that's a large order.
Yeah. Or they got the special guy like Bud Soda that got 18 of them in a row.
Oh, no.
Like, yeah. I'm going to pull a train on this 18 stack.
That's right. Not going to hide. DoorDash's not going to hide my tip tonight.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I'm giving out the tips, not the customers.
That's right. Shit.
Oh, God.
We had some good times during the pandemic.
Yeah, exactly. But it's crazy. Shit, but we've been going on for a while here. Over 2 hours now. 2 hours and 15 minutes. Yeah,
we're in the House of Roy. This is the House of Roy.
Yeah. Well, I just appreciate everybody coming on here and sharing their safety stories and any ideas they have that, just.
I'd like to say a few words to the gig worker in the house, in the gig house in the Third Revelation. Let's start with a reading. I'd like to say a few words from the everybody turn to the Uber Terms of Service. The section 2, paragraph 1. The services constitute a technology platform that enables users of Uber's mobile applications or websites, as provided as part of the services, to arrange and schedule transportation and or logistics services with independent third-party providers. Now, I know what you're thinking, people. You want to be, you're thinking, hey, aren't we W-2 employees right now? And then what the hell is that Prop 22 done for us?
I'm missing in there. I'm not.
Well, I say to you people, I need a little more echo in the voice here. Let's see here. There we go. I said to you people, I have been to the mountain. I have driven to the airport and dropped off the souls of the people that want to go to the airport. And I've done the Uber deliveries. I've seen it all, people. I've seen it all. Too much, I could say. And I say you could get a cleaning fee for your seat covers, but you can't get a cleaning fee for your soul. So if you can bear the sting of sin and the price of vice, there is a gig opportunity for us all. Let us bow our heads.
Yeah, true shit. That's some true shit.
That's right.
Yeah. But I appreciate everybody coming on. I'm gonna go ahead and end it and all that fun stuff. And I appreciate you hanging out, Joe. You always have good advice on safety and
always a good time.
Yeah, and Flex we'll come to the real lounge tonight, Flex.
Yeah.
The actual real lounge, not the Not the wannabe lounge.
This is my lounge here. This is Roy at the VIP table here in the champagne room.
So appreciate everybody coming out and all the super chats that you guys gave me. Thank you.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Now I'll get mentioned in another video today about how I get paid by YouTube and to lie and make up shit and whatever else they can come up with. You know how that goes. I'm still waiting on Flex to give me his 50 cents of AdSense that I earned last night.
Oh,
he's still behind. I might have to put him in collections. But it's still good.
Come on, Lele. He's gonna pay you in script.
I'm gonna put a lien on one of his cars.
Oh,
So I get 50 cents. So I get about 50 cents. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Flex, for coming up, and thanks. Good job, George. You did an awesome job helping that driver out, man. Thanks, George. And everybody else, you guys have a good rest of your day. We'll definitely see you later for sure. All right, peace out, guys.
Take care, you guys.
All right, bye.